Addresses in Berkshire and Norfolk.
And the most recent Epstein files published by the Department of Justice seem to suggest they allege that Andrew was forwarding emails to Jeffrey Epstein whilst he was trade envoy here in the UK.
James Longman reports the arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor comes on his 66th birthday. Andrew has consistently denied any wrongdoing. Right now, cloudy skies. We're at 65 degrees in Midtown. An isolated rain shower possible with the high reaching 75. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable weather forecast is coming up. Atlanta police investigate an overnight shooting in Midtown that sends 4 people to the hospital.
Yellow crime scene tape blocked off portions of 8th Street near Peachtree after gunfire erupted in a unit of a high-rise apartment tower. Police say 4 men were struck with gunfire, but all are expected to recover. Investigators found a significant amount of narcotics inside the apartment, so the violence appears to be tied to a drug deal gone bad. The victims, ranging in ages from their early 20s to mid-40s, are all recovering at Grady. Police are now reviewing camera footage. So far, they have not announced any arrests or descriptions of suspects. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Happening this hour at 9:01, the inaugural meeting of President Trump's Board of Peace gets underway in Washington. It includes members from several Middle East countries. Some U.S. allies, though, have declined an invitation.
The president will speak, the Secretary of State and others will speak. They plan to announce that all of these nations that are gathered there have committed upwards of $5 billion that will go towards Gaza's humanitarian reconstruction efforts.
Miriam Khan reports critics say the board could undermine the mission of the United Nations. President Trump and his supporters, though, insist the board will work alongside the UN and that they're not trying to overtake it. Well, after President Trump's comments at the Board of Peace, he'll head to Northwest Georgia as early voting continues in the race to replace former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene in Georgia's 14th congressional district. The president is expected to tour a business in Rome just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. Paulding County's Fire Engine 13 hits the road today. It's the first time the new life-saving technology is available on a fire engine in that county. Captain Steve Mapes with Paulding County Fire and Rescue says it includes the latest cardiac monitoring technology.
Getting the highest level emergency medical care at the point that you first encounter a patient is super important for the patient's survivability.
It's part of Paulding County's Advanced Life Support Program, which launched back in 2021. The U.S. women's hockey team will clash with rival Canada for the gold medal this afternoon at the Winter Olympics in Italy. Team USA is favored to win after going 6-0 and outscoring their opponents 31-1 so far. U.S. captain Hillary Knight says it's a thrill.
It's magical. I mean, these are the moments you dream of as being a little kid. Everything on the line.
It would be the U.S. women's team's first gold medal since 2018 and third overall. Meanwhile, the U.S. men's hockey team is headed to the semifinals for the first time in over a decade after it beat Sweden 2-1 in the quarterfinals. The U.S. men's team will face Slovakia in the semifinals, and that comes on Friday. It is 9:03 now. The Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. First, though, time for live team coverage of traffic and weather as we go live to the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Smile and Mark McKay.
Not going to the west side perimeter, Cheryl. DOT tells us this emergency road work could linger all day long. Only 2 lanes getting by. This work being done on the right side of 285 southbound, the outer loop past MLK Junior Drive, exit 9. Delays caused back towards South Cobb Drive, exit 15. 285 trouble on the east side, Ashley Frasca.
Traffic Trooper Bart tells us a left lane blocked with a crash on 285 northbound between I-20 and Glenwood Road. You really don't encounter slow traffic again until Doraville, headed 285 west past Peachtree Boulevard. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Cloudy skies today, an isolated rain shower possible. Highs in the mid-70s, lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, a round of rain showers and thunderstorms for the morning commute, drying out in the afternoon. Highs in the low 70s. A second round of heavy rain and thunderstorms for Saturday morning, dry for Saturday afternoon.
And right now you got cloudy skies, 64 degrees in Powder Springs, 64 as well in Woodstock, 63 degrees for you in Swanee. We'll have more news coming up at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
All right, we're going to jump right into it on this Thursday edition of the Mark Arum Show. The breaking news you heard live on Atlanta's Morning News with Chris Chandler. Former Prince Andrew arrested. We kick off our team coverage live in London. Joining us from CBS News, Vicki Barker. Vicki, good morning. Thank you so much for your time. I know it was a very busy day for you.
A busy and a head-spinning day, Mark. I really can't recall anything quite like this.
Unprecedented for sure. What do we know this hour? The charges against former Prince Andrew, where he is, etc.
Well, first of all, we don't know for sure that he's actually been charged with anything. He is under arrest and presumably being questioned on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Now, this apparently refers to some of the revelations in the Epstein files, which suggested that Andrew, while he was a royal trade envoy, may have shared confidential information with his good friend, the late convicted pedophile billionaire Jeffrey Epstein.
So these are Epstein-related charges, but not necessarily of a inappropriate sexual nature. This is basically, giving United Kingdom secrets or, stuff that shouldn't be disclosed to Jeffrey Epstein.
As far as we know, yes, trade secrets. Now, that said, within recent days, at least 4 different police forces here in the UK have said that they've launched investigations based on flight logs that were contained in these Epstein files, suggesting that Epstein may have trafficked victims through the United Kingdom. No one is drawing the line from that to Andrew right now, and it's possibly a tenuous connection. Don't know if that's something that the police are following, but that is one possibility.
So former Prince Andrew spent a decade as a UK trade envoy. Do we know when these alleged allegations happened, when he was in this position? And here in the United States, as you know, Vicky, we have statute of limitations on certain charges. Is that a thing in the UK?
Well, that's I can't answer all of this because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not that familiar with the British legal system, except to say that this has become as all of the sexual accusations were being aired and percolated and denied by Andrew, a recent biography of him by a pretty hard-hitting journalist was also calling into question the lack of transparency around his role as trade envoy and whether he had personally profited while supposedly traveling on the British government's dime. What's interesting is this arrest couldn't have taken place even a couple of weeks ago, because under British law, a member of the royal family cannot be arrested on royal grounds. And it's only recently that Andrew was evicted from his Grace and Favour home on the grounds of Windsor Castle and to the Sandringham estate, which is actually the personal property of King Charles.
That is very interesting. So the last couple of weeks, unfortuitous for former Prince Andrew, losing that blanket of protection, and the revelation, the 3 million documents that came out, that eventually led the authorities to that. Vicky Barker joining us live in London here on the Mark Arum Show. Have we heard from his older brother, the King, since this arrest, I should say?
Yes, King Charles, a couple of hours ago, released a statement expressing some grief at his brother's arrest, but also voicing support for the British police and affirming his faith in British justice. Now, Mark, we have to remember that justice in the UK is carried out in the name of the monarch. So if there are charges and if Andrew goes on trial, it will essentially be brother prosecuting brother.
And I should note in the King's statement, he didn't refer to Andrew as his brother, which I think is kind of telling.
Well, I think what one observer has said is that as more information from these files has come out, when at the very least Andrew's been exposed as a liar, that he lied about when he broke ties with Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, 2 years later, they were still exchanging Christmas cards. It was that made the king feel vindicated in his decision to strip Andrew of his last remaining royal titles.
Final quick question, Vicky. Reaction from the average citizen in the United Kingdom to this shocking development?
Well, initial reaction totally stunned, and generally extremely favorable. I mean, the British public has been reading all of these reports along with the police and King Charles.
Vicky Barker, CBS News in London. Vicky, great stuff as always on a very busy day for you. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Mark.
There you go. Shocking, Deborah. I came in and I wasn't really paying attention. I had my coffee and Graham's like, the former prince has been arrested. I was like, what? All right, guess we're talking about that today. So we got reaction there from London, England. Reaction here stateside as well.
I'm Michael Wallace. The late Virginia Giuffre, who died by suicide last year, had detailed her accusations against Prince Andrew in her memoir. This morning, her family released a statement saying, "At last, our broken hearts have been lifted at the news that no one is above the law, not even royalty." They said Andrew was never a prince, and they added, "For survivors everywhere, Virginia did this for you." Giuffre's attorney also released a statement calling Andrew's arrest a truly monumental moment in the Epstein survivors' relentless pursuit of justice. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
And apparently, Buckingham Palace, Deborah, not informed in advance of Andrew's arrest. So this was, they didn't even get a heads up that this was going to happen. And again, as far as I can tell, this arrest of former Prince Andrew Mountbatten, has nothing to do with the sexual allegations against Giuffre and
some of the other files that they're linking it to just files.
Yes, so he had this official position in the government as trade envoy and was basically insider trading with Epstein, like sending him information that he was not supposed to be sharing with anyone else. And again, I asked Vicky there, if, how long ago this happened, and is there a statute of limitations? She is not a legal expert when it comes to what's going on in the United Kingdom, but Andrew Eborn is. He is an attorney and a royal observer and apparently a broadcaster in London. What happens right now, Andrew, to former Prince Andrew?
Well, it is extraordinary, isn't it? And we have to basically be careful because there are risks of contempt of court whenever anybody is arrested. It means that certain restrictions do apply, and anything that could prejudice a fair trial, we have to be extremely cautious of. But it is extraordinary, and the king was quite right. He identified his brother. He mentioned his name. He also pointed out that nobody is above the law. And I always say that trust comes in on foot and leaves on horseback. And trust in the media, trust in the police, trust in the royal institution that we have over here is potentially at an all-time low. So what happens now? He's been arrested. The police statement made it clear that as part of the investigation, it's important to read it, we have today arrested a man in his 60s, but it's Prince Andrew, the former Prince Andrew's 66th birthday today, not a good birthday present, from Norfolk on suspicion of misconduct in public office and are carrying out searches at addresses in Berkshire and Norfolk. The man remains in police custody at this time. We will not be naming him, although the King's named him, the arrested man, as per national guidance. Please also remember that this case is now active, so care should be taken with any publication to avoid being in contempt of court. What happens when he's arrested? Searches are going to continue at the property in Berkshire and Norfolk. What happened? The core complaint is about confidential official material, as you mentioned in your report, whilst he was a special representative for international trade and investment. And these are treated as potentially serious abuse of public office. He's always denied any wrongdoing, but I said it's extremely serious. It's a common law offence, and it requires a really high level of proof, because the potential penalty, the total potential penalty, the maximum penalty, is life imprisonment.
Wow, life imprisonment. There's a barrister, Andrew Eborn, in London this morning with reaction to the stunning news of the arrest of former Prince Andrew. We've also heard from the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer.
It is anybody who's got information relating to any aspect of violence against women and girls has, in my view, a duty to come forward, whoever they are.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. The reaction right now is, and as Vicky mentioned, most people in the United Kingdom happy with this arrest, saying that, hey, listen, no one is above the law, including this person reacting to the arrest in London.
It's just, I suppose, a sign of the world we live in, where power has no responsibility, no ethics. And, I mean, he comes from a background of corruption, being above the law.
Yeah, so reaction there on the streets of London, England, to the breaking news. There's nothing comparable in America. I mean, the royal family is so different. We don't have anything like that. Would that be if Donald Trump had a younger brother and got arrested, or Joe Biden had a younger, right? There's nothing really.
Our version is just the celebrities that we love so much, you know.
Tom Hanks's little brother.
Something like
but
that.
there's not. It's not. But they don't have an official role in the government. So I was trying to find something analogous here in the, but you really can't.
I mean, the closest thing would have been like the Hunter Biden stuff. That's the closest thing you had.
Yeah. If Hunter Biden was selling state secrets. So the Kate Williams is like the number one royal historian reacting to the breaking news this morning.
This is extraordinary. This is unprecedented. We haven't seen a senior royal arrested since the 17th century. That would be Charles I in the Civil Wars. I never expected this. The fact that Andrew has been arrested, that the King is going to support that arrest, that we don't know what's going to happen next, but will Andrew be charged? This is the serious question. The fact is that the whole principle of the royal family is it's about perception. It's about message. They were ordained by God. That was the original idea, ordained by God as this sort of almost magical family to represent the United Kingdom. And here we have a senior member, the King's own brother, who was one second in line to the throne. He is now being arrested in a police cell, the same kind of police cell that they put any kind of person who's under arrest. It's going to be very small with very few amenities. That is where the man who is formerly Prince Andrew, that is where Andrew Mountbatten is. And this is a seismic, extraordinary day for history for the United Kingdom. And this is going to be seismic, a crisis for the royal family.
That's premier royal historian Kate Williams. That's shocking that former Prince Andrew is just going to be in any other lockup. Deborah, if you were in London and you were partying and you got arrested for public intoxication, guess what? You're in the cell with former Prince Andrew. It's pretty shocking, too, that this came on the release of the 3 million Epstein files, that the authorities in the United Kingdom got this information, that they were able to charge the former prince. We might start seeing some repercussions here in the United States. Talking about Les Wexner. You might not know his name, but he is a powerful dude that is littered in the Epstein files, and he is going to be facing a deposition today. After the news at 9:30, we're going to talk to Joe Khalil from News Nation on maybe we might start seeing repercussions here in the United States to the Epstein files, like we're seeing most notably in the United Kingdom today with the arrest of former Prince Charles. No, former Prince Andrew. Prince Charles is now king. Prince Andrew is no longer a prince, and he's in the drunk tank somewhere in England. Crazy story. All right, 9:18 on the Mark Arum Show. When we come back, we'll update our top local stories. Right now, though, we got to check that Thursday morning ride around town live with the latest. Here's Mike Shields.
Ooh, it's a rough one on the west side perimeter, Mark. We've been telling you about this all morning long since Atlanta's morning news of hole repair work that continues on 285 south of the outer loop just past MLK Junior Drive, exit 9, where the right lanes remain blocked. Delays all the way back to Atlanta Road. That's about 7 miles being on and off the brakes as crews try to repair this large hole that formed on 285 yesterday. The work continues to be done. Once again, the best wide alternate is to take 75 south into downtown. You also have Fulton Industrial Boulevard or even Thornton Road south. That changes names to Camp Creek Parkway and will get you to the airport and I-285. This report is brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drunk driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
It's Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News, hoping with Paws Atlanta to find a home for our WSB Dog of the Month, Pam. 7-month-old pitty mix, medium size, does well with kids. We'd love to find her a new home. Meet Pam at WSBRadio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Findlay Roofing, pays the adoption fees. WSBRadio.com/dog.
Winter certainly has had a little giddy up in its step recently. If you haven't noticed, your furnace has, your old furnace I'm talking about. Mark Arum from my pals at Reliable. An amazing offer right now from Reliable. Any size furnace, any size, $59.99 a month. Comfort as a service. Zero down, low monthly payments, all feature repairs, maintenance, even filters. A guaranteed no additional charge for life. Book an appointment for a convenient time right now on their website at reliableair.com. Click on the Book Now button or call or text 770-594-9969.
If you have Medicaid and are new to Medicare, you may qualify to enroll in a Humana Medicare Advantage dual eligible special needs plan with a lot more benefits like dental, vision, and hearing, along with helpful support when you need it most. Now is the time to see if you qualify to enroll. It only takes a few minutes to find out if you're eligible. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options. So this Medicare planning season, we can help you plan well. Learn more at humanaduals.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a dual-eligible special needs HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the state Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Priority Men's Medical Center restores men's love lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Priority Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Priority Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. Take control of your love life. Call now. 404-885-8885.
Welcome to Window Wisdom with NG Windows. Today we're talking with the owners and window experts, Ted Kirk and Jonathan Cullum. Ted, buying new windows can be a confusing project to tackle. How can homeowners make a better choice?
Well, most homeowners don't realize that many companies sell vinyl windows using terms like composites or PVC. Those materials are still vinyl, and vinyl simply does not hold up well in Georgia's climate over time. We make window and door shopping simple with quick, accurate proposals without the pressure of pricing games.
Okay, so if vinyl composites aren't ideal, what's a better option?
Infinity by Marvin fiberglass windows are a great alternative, and they help brighten your home. They're not big or bulky like vinyl windows, and fiberglass holds up better to weather while maintaining its energy efficiency over time.
Tell me the advantages of choosing a higher quality window.
Better windows mean more daylight, bigger views, improved comfort, and better energy efficiency. Many homeowners also see added curb appeal and resale value, which is why some of our customers keep coming back to us for multiple projects.
All of this sounds great and makes a lot of sense for homeowners. Where can we see these fiberglass windows?
Homeowners can experience Infinity by Marvin fiberglass windows either in our Alpharetta showroom, in their home, or online through our virtual showroom at ngwindows.com.
Thanks, guys. We truly appreciate your advice and for being our window and door experts. This month at NG Windows, you'll enjoy huge savings, 18% off your entire project, plus up to 18 months no interest, no payment financing. That's 18% off your project, plus up to 18 months no interest, no payments. Hurry, this offer ends 2/28/26. Be sure to take advantage of these great savings and financing options. For all of the details, please visit ngwindows.com. ngwindows.com.
Infinity by Marvin from NG Windows, yeah.
924 coming back to one of the greatest to ever do it. Smokey Robinson turns 86 years old today. Right, he's up there, Deborah, as one of the
You've
legends.
interviewed Smokey Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal. Happy 86th birthday to former guest of the Mark Arum Show, Smokey Robinson. We are monitoring the inaugural Board of Peace meeting, that organization that President Trump set up. Set to convene his new Board of Peace today. I believe they're just about to kick off. The entity includes members from several Mideast countries, but some U.S. allies in Europe have declined an invitation. Critics saying the board could undermine the mission of the UN. Mariam Khan is the ABC News supervising producer for global affairs.
Today marks the first inaugural meeting of the group, so we're going to see more than 20 nations. We're expecting 24 delegations to be in attendance. They're meeting in Washington at the Donald J. Trump Institute of Peace, which is right across the street from the U.S. State Department. The president will speak, the Secretary of State and others will speak. They plan to announce that all of these nations that are gathered there have committed upwards of $5 billion that will go towards Gaza's humanitarian reconstruction efforts.
A little bit later in the show, we're going to go to Jerusalem, talk with Jordana Miller about the Board of Peace, about the UN Security Council that met yesterday, and what's going on right now with the United States and Iran. Again, more and more military assets by the United States moved into the region. So we'll check in with Jordana Miller. You just heard Mike Shields talk about the horrific delays because of some kind of hole in the road. I don't know if I believe this, but Deborah, data shows that Atlanta commute times are actually dropping.
That's what it says. So the survey was done by Atlanta Regional Commission, and they said they...
Oh, that's a legit organization.
Is it?
Okay,
well, they've done a lot of research, and they said they did 6,000 people over 20 counties in the metro. And it says your average commute is actually about 5 minutes shorter than what it used to be just a couple of years ago. Part of the reason is you don't have just one rush hour anymore.
That's the key right there.
Now that people are working from home, it's not like everybody's going in at 6 a.m., everybody's leaving at 5. But more people are complaining that, well, now there's just traffic all the time because I used to...
Me?
It used to be able to be like, oh, it's 1 o'clock. There shouldn't be an issue. But now there's a lot more roads or cars on the road at
right.
1.
It's more spread out, and that annoys me. As someone who never had to drive during rush hour, I used to be able to know, all right, after the rush hour, I can do what I need to do in the middle of the day. I've got to take Soba to a vet appointment, and the only appointment they had was Friday at 3 p.m. And I'm like, oh, like, are you kidding me? Like, I mean, that's not really a rush hour, but so the actual commute times during rush hours are dropping, but it's just, traffic's just more spread out and it's worse.
Yeah, you see more consistent traffic throughout the day. I know.
I don't like that. Yeah, but that's a legit organization, so I do believe that. So for folks that drive, that have a 9 to 5, and they drive the morning and the afternoon, so in the evening, your commutes are shorter. But when you go out to lunch too, you never know what the hell's going to happen. All right, 9:27 on the Mark Arum Show. Still to come. We're going to be joined in studio by Channel 2 Action News' Justin Gray. He's got a great piece airing this evening on Channel 2, one of the best investigative reporters out there. We're monitoring the Colin Gray trial. Veronica Waters, our court reporter, is monitoring that. I believe it'd be day 4 today of that trial. And I haven't even mentioned this yet. Deborah's got another pair of tickets to see Bruce Springsteen. Your chance to win those after the 11:30 news here on 95.5 WSB. When we come back, Joe Khalil from News Nation, Les Wexner, all over the Epstein files. He's got a deposition today. What kind of blowback might we see from that? Joe joins us next live on the Mark Arum Show.
Is your old, rotting, ugly siding a thorn in your side? It's hard to look at. Imagine what your neighbors think. Dave Baker here with your siding solution, Nelson Exteriors. They're a James Hardie Elite Preferred Siding Contractor and the only siding company I recommend. They'll properly install new siding without cutting corners so it lasts longer. Licensed and insured, Nelson Exteriors offers unmatched quality and craftsmanship. Count on Nelson for an extraordinary renovation. Google Nelson Exteriors.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
I'm Rick Jackson. My dad abandoned us. My mom was an alcoholic, so I left the projects. Shoe shining, ticket scalping, vacuum sales. I found purpose in work and built a $3 billion business. Like President Trump, I don't owe anybody anything. And like you, I'm sick of career politicians. I'm running for governor to lead America in criminal deportations, to cut income taxes in half, freeze our insane property taxes, reform the system so that anyone who can work will work, and not just sit around binge watching Netflix and eating Cheetos. I'll let law enforcement do their job. And if you're caught helping a child change their sex, you're going to jail. I'm Rick Jackson, and I'll get these done. Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
If you're ready for real European car lovers to work on your Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, discover Wolfpen European Auto Repair in Roswell. And for a limited time, get a free second opinion on repairs when you mention you heard about Wolfpen on the radio. Search Wolfpen Auto Repair to get started.
Who doesn't want their plumbing, roofing, HVAC, you name it, job done right for the right price? I'm Dale with TrustDale.com. 2.5 million happy TrustDale customers can't be wrong. Book your next project to get my free $10,000 Make It Right guarantee only at TrustDale.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic,
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
Good morning to you at 9:30. I'm Cheryl Castro. News brought to you by Beaver Toyota of Cumming. Our top story, shockwaves in the UK and spread around the world as the younger brother of Britain's King Charles is arrested on his 66th birthday today.
The former prince, who was stripped of his royal titles late last year over his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, is now in custody, being questioned on suspicion of misconduct in public office.
Tina Kraus reports if convicted, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor could face life in prison. He denies wrongdoing related to Epstein. Gunfire erupts overnight inside a Midtown apartment tower, and police suspect drugs were involved.
Officers were called to a high-rise apartment tower on 8th Street after reports of shots being fired. There they found 4 men suffering from gunshot wounds. The victims ranging in age from their early 20s to mid-40s. All 4 were taken to Grady Hospital and are each listed in stable condition. Investigators say there are drugs that were found inside an apartment unit, so it's likely that is what led to the shootings. Police say they've been able to access camera footage from building managers. They'll be reviewing that evidence as they work to identify any suspects. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Time may be running out for Iran as the U.S. builds up military assets in the region. Nicole D'Antonio reports new satellite images show Iran appears to be hardening its sensitive military and nuclear sites in anticipation of a potential U.S. military strike.
As the world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford sails to the Middle East to join the USS Abraham Lincoln, we're learning the strike group is larger than first reported, accompanied by 5 destroyers.
The U.S. military is reportedly prepared to take military action against Iran as early as Saturday. President Trump has yet to make a final decision. The U.S. is reportedly planning to withdraw all of its troops from Syria within 2 months. The withdrawal comes over 2 months after 3 Americans, including 2 soldiers, were killed in the suspected ISIS attack in Syria. With all the changes concerning childhood vaccines, the American Academy of Pediatrics urges parents to get their children vaccinated. The organization's Dr. David Hill points to the spread of measles across the country.
There is never a more important time to protect your newborn or your baby or your child than right now.
Dr. Hill says childhood vaccines help reduce the risk of severe health effects and also protect others. He is urging parents to check the status of their children's immunizations and make sure they are up to date. Well, the results of a new survey reveal Metro Atlanta has some of the worst congestion hotspots for trucks in the country.
Spaghetti Junction, the Cobb Cloverleaf, I-20 at 285 on the west side, and I-75 in Henry County all make it onto this year's list from the American Transportation Research Institute.
This is the first time in the history of this bottleneck list when Georgia has 4 in the top 10.
ATRI President Rebecca Brewster says the Georgia DOT is doing construction to address some of these bottlenecks.
And the hope that we should all hang on to is that on the backside of those construction projects, our data has shown that truck speeds definitely do improve.
Only Texas has more truck bottlenecks than Georgia. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
Happening now, a dress rehearsal is underway at Kennedy Space Center for NASA's Artemis II rocket, which could take 4 astronauts for a trip around the moon as soon as next month. It comes after a hydrogen leak was discovered during a dress rehearsal last month. The test will see the rocket fully fueled for a simulated launch. It is 9:33 now. Time to check traffic and weather. Mike Shields joins us now live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
And sure, our top traffic story continues to be a story we've been following since Atlanta's Morning News, where emergency road work continues after a large hole formed on 285 southbound between Martin Luther King Jr. Drive and Cascade Road on the west side perimeter. The 2 right lanes remain blocked. That means delays all the way back to Atlanta Road. Also a negative impact on I-20 eastbound as you leave Lithia Springs and Thornton Road trying to get to I-285. Best wide alternate continues to be the downtown connector. You can also use out of Lithia Springs, Thornton Road southbound changes names to Camp Creek Parkway, and that will get you to I-285 and the airport. If you are using downtown as an alternate, still sluggish, and we expect that 7585 southbound from 17th Street as you work your way past Georgia Tech. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies and warm today with highs in the mid-70s, lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, a round of heavy rain and thunderstorms for the morning commute, dry through the afternoon, highs in the low 70s. Another round of heavy rain and thunderstorms for Saturday morning, drying out in the afternoon, highs in the upper 60s.
Cloudy 65 in Kennesaw. You're at 64 in Canton, Duluth 64. More news at 10 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
How would you describe Eric Von Hessler?
You're prickly with the public sometimes.
Prickly?
Yeah.
No, never with the public.
Eric Von Hessler.
I'm very nice to strangers. I'm very curmudgeon.
particularly with those who love me.
He's got plans for your ride home.
The demeanor of the entire thing is
Eric Von Hessler.
Today at
we're
3.
drinking tea on a bus.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
One of the core principles in our system is that everybody is equal under the law.
Keir Starmer, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, reacting to the breaking news across the pond. Epstein file repercussions here stateside. Joe Khalil from News Nation live in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
Scott Slade from iRoofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but unsure about timing? FGA offers a free drone roof assessment. Get a quote and mention me and you'll get $1,000 off your quote. And the quote will be good for 12 months. Search FGA Roofing to book an appointment today.
At All Care Georgia, we recognize that maintaining a healthy weight isn't just about how you look. It's also about feeling good and improving overall health. That's why our physicians and weight loss specialists offer comprehensive weight management plans customized for you. At All Care, we can assist with lifestyle modifications, provide nutritional counseling, and, if clinically appropriate, prescribe weight loss medications like GLP-1s as part of a medically supervised program. Learn more at allcare-ga/weight.
Cracks in your walls, sticky windows, musty odors. Your home is telling you it needs help. Visit aquaguard.net today to schedule your free inspection. When it comes to foundations, crawl spaces, and basements, there's only one name to remember.
AquaGuard.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Access to affordable credit helps me pay my employees, but I don't really need it.
Inflation is killing me. But who cares? Big retailers are making record profits. That's why we support the Durbin Marshall credit card bill.
See? Banks and credit unions help small businesses make payroll. This bill would cut the vital resources they need.
While increasing megastore profits. They deserve it, don't they?
Tell Congress, stop the Durbin Marshall money grab for corporate megastores.
Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
At Coosa Valley Credit Union, we believe in the power of human connection. When you call us or stop in a location, you're always greeted by a real person who's friendly and ready to make your banking experience stress-free. This is Andy Harris. If you're tired of automated tellers, come see us at Coosa Valley Credit Union.
Sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and choose when you want to move. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
9:37 on the Mark Arum Show. Still to come, going to Jerusalem, the latest with Israel and Iran. The breaking news this morning, though, the arrest of former Prince Andrew related to Epstein file discoveries. And from what we can tell, it is nothing of a sexual nature. It was Pops giving trade secrets. He was a trade envoy for the United Kingdom and maybe passing along some information to Jeffrey Epstein. A big story we're going to follow throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. Stateside, though, we do have Epstein-related info, including Les Wexler joining us from News Nation, Joe Khalil. Joe, good morning. As always, thanks for your time.
Of course, good to be with you.
Before we get into the nuts and bolts of it, folks might be wondering, who is Les Wexler? Give us a little background on who this man is.
Yeah, so if you've never heard of him, this is a billionaire, 88-year-old man. He is the richest man in Ohio on paper. He owns several businesses. At one point, his firm bought Victoria's Secret and a couple of other name brands. If you've seen his name in the news, it's probably not for his business ventures, but for his association with Jeffrey Epstein, because since the 80s, he's been basically propping Epstein up. There are a lot of people that have said that Epstein does not become the wealthy, sort of socially powerful man that he became if it were not for Les Wexner's money at the beginning, of that relationship. On paper, Epstein was his financial manager, but clearly there were something else going on, at the very least suspicious sort of transactions. Upwards of $1 billion had transferred from Wexner in some form or another to Epstein. So that is who this man is.
Interesting. So we're seeing repercussions in the United Kingdom related to Epstein file revelations. Is there any indication that Mr. Wexner is under some scrutiny? Might he get charged? I know there was a deposition behind closed doors.
Yeah, so what happened yesterday is Congress, as part of their investigation, deposed him. And Congress is out of D.C. this week, but a couple members of the Oversight Committee traveled to Ohio where they did this deposition. So Wexner's under oath. It's not clear to me at all which is going to sound frustrating to a lot of people, and I get that, that he's going to face any accountability, whatsoever. I mean, there are serious allegations against him, and there have been for years. But I think the most shocking thing that came out of that deposition, lawmakers told me, was that he said at one point he has never once been even questioned by the FBI or the Department of Justice. They had not even attempted to bring him in at all over the decades. The reason that should be shocking is because in the Epstein files, we've been going through thousands of them at News Nation, there are a ton of people who are described, but their names are private. They're redacted. We don't know much about them. This is not the case with Wexner. He was one of the first people who years ago victims started naming and said, hey, this guy is part of this. Maybe the most famous Epstein victim, Virginia Giuffre, she was the first one to really come forward publicly with these allegations, said that Epstein trafficked her to Wexner.
Wow.
Now, he's denied all these allegations, but this has been out there. His name has been out there. Members of Congress have said his name on the floor of the House. So it's not a secret. It's not, oh, we just discovered this guy. He's been known for years to authorities. The FBI themselves listed him as a co-conspirator. I've seen that document in the Epstein files. I've shared it on social media. And yet, even still, his lawyers got a questionnaire from the FBI to fill out, but no one has brought him in for questioning even, which again just seems pretty shocking given all the public allegations about this man.
That is shocking, Joe. How abnormal is it that these members of Congress went to Wexner in Ohio to do this deposition? That seems pretty odd also.
Yeah, it's rare. It happens, but it's not typically their brand. Usually they will bring people in to Washington, D.C. So I think what that tells you is they were very interested, the committee, in getting his testimony one way or another. And look, the man is 88. I don't know what his physical health is like, to be honest, but they decided this was important enough to actually travel out of Washington. And I'll just say, how unusual is this? Next week, President Bill Clinton and Secretary Hillary Clinton are coming before the committee to give depositions, and they are traveling to D.C., not the other way around. So this is unusual, but obviously he was a big fish for the committee to go after and ask questions.
Joe Khalil, News Nation, joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. It seems to me in the reporting, Joe, that Mr. Wexner kind of cast himself as the victim in this whole case, especially in his opening statement yesterday.
That's how members of Congress just did to me, is they told us that he basically said, look, I had no idea what Jeffrey Epstein was doing criminally, the sex trafficking. I was totally unaware. And not only that, over the years, I learned that Epstein duped me and stole millions, hundreds of millions of dollars from me. That's what he says. And the lawmakers who were actually sat in on it came out and said, we don't believe him for 1 second. There were never any criminal charges filed against Epstein by Wexner, no effort to go to authorities over the years and say, hey, this guy's stealing from me. He has downplayed their relationship and said it wasn't really that close. We were not really friends. But the public record is pretty deep on this. And what, it doesn't pass the smell test. There are pictures of them together for years. They've also, at one point, he gave Epstein power of attorney over himself and his own affairs, his finances.
Yeah.
So you think you got to be pretty close to someone. Siblings don't do that for each other.
Take off your reporter hat for a second. I want to quickly end on this, Joe. We saw the arrest of former Prince Andrew today in the United Kingdom. Do you think that, as you and the folks at News Nation have been going through these files, that there will be some criminal repercussions here in the States with people that are implicated in these files?
I'll say this. I'll say the pressure ramps up significantly on the American Department of Justice and on the American FBI and authorities to do something to prosecute somebody if you're seeing it in other places. I mean, even in, the UAE and Dubai, people who've been listed in the Epstein files for credible allegations have gotten repercussions.
Yeah.
Now we see Prince Andrew. Never has a member of the royal family been arrested. These are unprecedented things. So for zero accountability to happen in the United States. I just think there's going to be a lot more pressure now to do something here.
Yeah. Joe, great stuff, man. Really appreciate your time, as always.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
There you go. Joe Khalil, News Nation. Again, the breaking news, former Prince Andrew arrested this morning with allegations related to the Epstein files. Let's head over to Jerusalem now. Joining us from ABC News, our good friend Jordana Miller. Jordana, the UN Security Council held a high-level meeting yesterday. It was supposed to happen today, but they pushed it up a day because today is also the inauguration of President Trump's Board of Peace. Let's start with that UN Security Council meeting.
Well, the UN Security Council, throughout the war has played a role in the ceasefire agreements. And now that we're in a period leading up to what we hope will be a prolonged kind of peace in the Gaza Strip, the UN sees itself as one of the main international actors. And the fact that they moved their meeting up tells us that, they are suspicious of President Trump's intentions with this Board of Peace that he has set up, which is going to have its kind of inauguration today, its first real meeting in Washington with some of the members there, where fundraising and plans for the technocratic government and the new stabilization force will be discussed, and disarming Hamas. But, because when we look at the charter of the Board of Peace that President Trump has established, it does say other conflicts, not just Gaza, right? That has kind of set off alarm bells that the UN feels like this body, this governing peace board, could rival or try to undermine the UN. And so I think that's why we saw that meeting kind of moved up.
What's the general perception of this Board of Peace globally? Do we have any idea?
Right. I guess that depends who you ask. I mean, it's clear that some of America's closest allies, like France and the UK, are unclear about whether they want to really sign on and be part of this Board of Peace. There's some questions about how will it run. Will it be just at the authority of President Trump's discretion, or is there some kind of it not only are its aims kind of very, very ambitious, but the way it will actually run, how will power be distributed on this Board of Peace? I think there's a lot of questions about that, and so I think we're going to have to take a kind of wait and see. But today, the meeting that's happening, there's going to be some notable absent allies, right? Again, the UK won't be there, France won't be there, other European countries. The EU will be there as kind of to oversee things, but they haven't really signed on yet. So, I think there's a lot of questions. Of course, here in Israel, the prime minister, who's very close with President Trump, signed off and has been enthusiastic, as have other leaders in the region here. But that, I think, is also because it's hard to say no to President Trump, and certainly no one wants to be seen publicly criticizing him, especially after he played such a key role in ending, the war here.
Jordana Miller from ABC joining us in Jerusalem here on the Mark Arum Show. Relatedly, we're getting reports that the U.S. military is prepared to strike Iran as early as this weekend. President Trump yet to make the final call. What's the view of this potential strike, the U.S. strike against Iran in Israel? Trepidation? Are they on board with it? Do we have any sense of what Israel or the prime minister and president of Israel want out of this situation?
Well, I think both the political and the military leadership here are preparing for the real possibility of war. And that's a kind of preparation that's been going on for several weeks now, ever since we thought maybe there was going to be a strike in January, and then the president decided against it, and we saw this re-engagement in diplomacy. I think the Israelis have all along been very skeptical that the United States and Iran could bridge the gap that exists, especially if we look just at the nuclear issue. And even, that view is echoed, by the way, by the Vice President, J.D. Vance, who said this week that, the talks were mixed, the second round of talks in Geneva between the sides were mixed, and that the Iranians are still very far from meeting President Trump's red lines, right? The core demands. And, so with that skepticism, Israel's been preparing for the worst, and that includes being on high alert and begun, planning for how Israel would respond if it is hit by Iran in a reprisal strike, which the Israelis expect. If Iran is struck by the U.S., Israel does believe it will be on the target list. And so what does Israel do after that? So that takes a lot of planning in terms of air defense stuff and intelligence and home front command issues. Technically, nothing has changed, right? But behind the scenes, there's a lot of preparation, and the Israelis do believe the president is moving closer to a military option, even though he hasn't made a final decision yet.
Yeah, I mean, with all the military assets now in the region, if they're not going to do any sort of military action against Iran, just the presence of that might be hopefully just a tool in the negotiations with Iran. But obviously a big story we're going to follow through the weekend. Big story today, the meeting, the inauguration, if you will, of President Trump's Board of Peace. I know you'll be following it in Jerusalem as well. Jordana Miller, as always, appreciate your time.
Thanks. Talk soon.
Speaking of the Board of Peace, President Trump has begun speaking at the first ever Board of Peace meeting. We'll listen to that and provide you audio as needed. It's 9:50, though. Still battling a big old backup on that west side perimeter. Live with the latest. Here's Mike Shields.
Yeah, about 6 miles, Mark. Not fun for anybody traveling 285 southbound the outer loop, starting at South Cobb Drive, exit 15. Working your way down the Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, exit 9, due to 2 right lanes blocked to south of MLK as crews continue to repair the roadway in the 2 right lanes after a large hole formed yesterday. They have filled that hole. They're still trying to work on that, and they're going to have to pour concrete and let that cure and dry. So continue to take 75 south into downtown as an alternate. If you're traveling on I-20 eastbound out of Douglasville through Lithia Springs, don't get stuck in the backup just trying to get to 285. Take Thornton Road south. That changes names to Cape Creek Parkway. That will get you to I-285 and the airport. This support is brought to you by Echo Park Speedway, home of the Auto Trader 400 weekend. Experience the thrill of NASCAR when the Cup Series returns to Echo Park Speedway February 20th through the 22nd. For the Auto Trader 400 weekend, tickets are on sale now at echoparkspeedway.com. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
I need your attention.
Where you're going is a given.
Use some caution as you travel through the area.
How you're getting there.
Major slowdown. That's the question.
The outer loop slow as you leave Truist Park.
Before you hit the navigation
And
app.
so maybe jump north of there and use La Vista Road.
Listen to the people you trust. Unusual delays with the direction of this crash.
Updated traffic as often as you need every time you listen.
Following extreme delays.
More experience, more reliable, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Triple team traffic.
And the delays are growing out of
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
Finley Roofing, the roof guys, know that furry friends are family, and some need our help. In keeping with their connection to the community, Finley Roofing presents WSB's Dog of the Month. This Friday, we'll highlight a dog from Paws Atlanta. If you adopt them, Finley Roofing will pay your adoption fees. Listen Friday morning at 8:50 and visit WSBradio.com/dog. Dog of the Month is presented by Finley Roofing, the roof guys, Paws Atlanta, and 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2's Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. Channel 2 Extra News this morning is the best place to be for breaking news.
So much is happening, and we're on it. Our reporters are the first to know in your community, bringing you fresh information, the best video.
We know you depend on us. It's why we're everywhere live to prepare you for the day ahead.
In the morning, see what's new.
Don't miss a day. Join us. Channel 2 Extra News this morning, 4:30 to 7.
Insurance companies say they'll help. But after a car wreck, their story changes fast, without warning, without reason, and without accountability.
That's a game you can't afford to lose. We've studied their every move so you have every advantage. Our clients sometimes get up to 100 times the insurance company's first offer.
Get rid of the games. Get the strong arm. Call attorney John Foy and Associates today.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to AMCO.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned AMCO near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
what? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Ever point a weapon at me again? Cut your breath. Get back on track.
That's the phenomenal actor Benicio del Toro. Turns 59 years old today. Usual Suspects, Traffic. He was great in that new Netflix movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. President Trump has opened up the first ever Board of Peace meeting.
A big day, and lots of people watching, and especially from other countries.
Once President Trump wraps up that Board of Peace meeting, he will get on a newly painted or soon-to-be painted Air Force One. What's going on
Freshly
there?
painted.
Freshly
yes.
painted Air Force One, and he is heading straight to Rome, Georgia. What the president's going to be doing in North Georgia, we will let you know when we come back, previewing the president's trip here in the middle of midterm season. Yes. Still to come on the show, Deborah's got a pair of tickets to give away to see Bruce Springsteen. Got a lot of top stories to monitor, and the big breaking news, in case you're just joining us, former Prince Andrew arrested today in the United Kingdom related to the Epstein files. Massive story we'll continue to cover next on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Chris, you've talked for years about the importance of having a financial plan in place because it gives us that roadmap for the journey of retirement. That helps us navigate the ups and the downs, when life doesn't go to script. But hey, when can we ever count on life to go according to script?
Yeah, it never does, but we can script it out for you financially. And this is a pretty robust offer that we would present to you today. The first step is you call us or you go to unleashyourmoney.com and click that portfolio x-ray button or the 401k x-ray. That'll allow us to do about a 10 to 14 page report. We give it to you. It assesses exactly what's included in your financial life, all of your investments. From there, if you want us to take step 2 for you, again, completely complimentary, free of charge, we will build you an income plan to replace your paycheck in retirement. That income plan also includes tax strategies, which are extremely important for people in today's environment. Then if you want us to take the final step, We can fold all of that into a full financial plan and map it out for the rest of your life or until age 100. All three of those offers, completely free of charge, completely complimentary. I would start with that portfolio X-ray. It'll take us a few hours to generate the report. We do all that behind the scenes. We give it to you in a half an hour, 45-minute meeting. Very valuable information for you to have on your ready and take home with you.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group today, 770-580-2024. That's 770-580-2024 or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Happening right now, President Trump speaking at the first ever Board of Peace meeting. And as he speaks, the U.S. is increasing its military forces in the Middle East as the president weighs possible strikes on Iran. Mary Bruce is following from the White House.
The USS Gerald Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier, now heading to the region, joined by 5 destroyers equipped with air defense systems that can shoot down incoming missiles and tomahawks that can be used to strike targets 1,000 miles away.
Now, this rapid military escalation comes as new satellite images show Iran repairing and fortifying sites despite ongoing nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran. Trump is expected in Georgia today. He'll be in Rome, Georgia, the 14th congressional district seat there, up for grabs after Marjorie Taylor Greene steps aside. The president will tour a business in Rome. He will then deliver remarks about the economy at Coosa Steel Corporation. That's going to be around 4 o'clock this afternoon. The president, we understand, will be focusing on his economic agenda, inflation, unemployment, and energy costs. We were told he plans to fly directly into Rome, but if there are any traffic issues that would impact you, of course, we will let you know about it. So stay with us and check back for updates. All right, your weather for today, mostly cloudy and isolated rain showers possible. Nice and warm, highs around 75. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. This is also new at 10 o'clock. New jobless numbers are out this morning, and there are signs that layoffs are slowing. Jim Ryan has a look at the numbers.
2 weeks ago, the Labor Department said 227,000 initial jobless claims were filed, a decline of 5,000 from the week before. In the week ending February 14th, the figure plunged by 23,000. The more stable 4-week moving average also fell by 1,000. In all, 1.86 million Americans are collecting state unemployment benefits.
And the stock market is moving lower following mixed profit reports from Walmart and other big companies. And oil prices also rising as worries flare up about a possible conflict between the U.S. and Iran. Let's take a look at the markets right now. The Dow is currently down 205 at 49,457. NASDAQ also down, and so is the S&P here in the 10 o'clock hour. Gunfire erupts inside a Midtown apartment tower, and police suspect drugs were involved.
Officers were called to a high-rise apartment tower on 8th Street after reports of shots being fired. There they found 4 men suffering from gunshot wounds. The victims ranging in age from their early 20s to mid-40s. All 4 were taken to Grady Hospital and are each listed in stable condition. Investigators say there are drugs that were found inside an apartment unit, so it's likely that is what led to the shootings. Police say they've been able to access camera footage from building managers. They'll be reviewing that evidence as they work to identify any suspects. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
And as you have heard earlier, former Prince Andrew arrested today on suspicion of misconduct in public office. This following the ongoing investigation into sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Smile and Mark McKay in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
West Side Perimeter woes, Sabrina, will continue throughout the day until DOT can fix this hole that's opened up on 285 southbound, the outer loop past MLK Junior Drive exit 9. 2 lanes are getting by, work being done on the right side of the roadway. Only 2 lanes open means delays on 285 back towards South Cobb Drive exit 15. That has put extra pressure on the I-75 commute between Marietta and Midtown Atlanta. 75 is filling in at Northside Drive, breaking up at 17th Street. Still a little slow out of Buckhead on 400 southbound. Those brake lights form as you approach Sidney Marcus Boulevard, approaching the 85 merge. Smiley Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Epwards. Cloudy skies today, an isolated rain shower possible. Highs in the mid-70s, lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, a round of rain showers and thunderstorms for the morning commute, drying out in the afternoon. Highs in the low 70s. A second round of heavy rain and thunderstorms for Saturday morning, dry for Saturday afternoon.
It is 66 degrees in Woodstock, 67 in Tucker. Johns Creek has 66 degrees. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Thursday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:04, 4 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, heard live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The core four with us today, Deborah, executive producer of the program, Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window, Vinny Drip, screens your calls. In just a minute, we're going to go to D.C., preview President Trump's visit to North Georgia this afternoon. We're going to talk to Channel 2 Action News' Justin Gray live in studio. He's got a big investigative report airing this evening on Channel 2. And maybe most importantly, for all the Bruce fans out there, Deborah, you've done it again, my friend.
Yep, Bruce coming to State Farm Arena in May, and we have tickets before they're even on sale.
Can't even buy him yet, but we're going to give him away a pair of tickets to see Bruce. 11:37. We'll go those. Do people say that at the concert? I've never seen Bruce, and I was never a huge Bruce Springsteen
Our
fan.
boss is a big Bruce fan. He's probably the one to ask.
Because I wonder if you go to the concert, if it sounds like booze, like Bruce. Like, no, they're saying Boo Earns.
Don't yell out the boss.
Boo Earns. Boo Earns. We got some big stories. We're going to go back to London in case you missed it. Vicky Barker joined us last hour live in London. The shocking arrest of former Prince Andrew, the younger brother of King Charles, with allegations tied to those newly released Epstein files. From what we can tell, the arrest doesn't circle around or center around any sexual misconduct, but rather misconduct in his role as special envoy, business envoy, some sort of government role he had with the United Kingdom. And he was kind of like giving Jeffrey Epstein inside information that he shouldn't have been doing. So we'll go back to London in just a second. President Trump just opened up the first ever peace conference in the nation's capital. And then he's going to get on the freshly painted Air Force One and head down to Georgia. We'll continue our coverage of the preview of the president's visit to North Georgia. Joining us from White House correspondent John Decker. John, good morning, my friend. Obviously, we're paying close attention to the president's visit here to North Georgia. Do we know what's on the agenda for the president?
Well, I asked the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, that very question yesterday at the White House press briefing. She told me the president will discuss those issues that he's discussed on other trips outside the Beltway, talking about the economy, jobs, inflation, and affordability. And those are the big issues for most voters as we head into the midterm elections, which are, of course, less than 9 months away. But there's also a political component to this trip, and the political component has to do with the district that the president is traveling to. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene's old district. And there, of course, is an election to fill her congressional seat. Early voting began on Monday, and I think the president wants to weigh in on that race. While he's down in Georgia, he leaves a little bit later this morning, and every vote counts in the House of Representatives, and the president very much wants to keep that seat in Republican hands.
No doubt. He made an endorsement in that crowded field for that special election to replace Marjorie Taylor Greene in the 14th district. But from where I sit, John, this is a safe Republican district. I don't think that Speaker Johnson has any fear of losing that, but obviously President Trump wants his candidate to win this special election.
Oh, there's no doubt. The president's not taking any chances. When you're talking about a razor-thin majority that Republicans have and will continue to have for the remainder of this year up until the midterms, the president wants to make certain that that seat is Republican, reliably Republican, given, he wants to make certain that his agenda passes through the House and gets over to the U.S. Senate, where there also is a very narrow majority. And as you know, a very important Senate race happening in Georgia Georgia this year as well. So the president, I'm sure this is the first of a few stops they'll be making to your state over the course of this year, given how important some of these races will be as far as the president's agenda is concerned.
Just planning the president's calendar today, John, coming to Rome, Georgia, obviously, but I believe also the Board of Peace is having their inaugural meeting or ribbon cutting or there you go, John Decker in Washington, D.C. Again, I mentioned the Board of Peace. That just opened up. Vinny's going to pull some audio of that. But going back to President Trump in Georgia, he's going to, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, where he's going to be. He's giving remarks at 4 p.m. I believe he's going to be at a factory, some sort of automotive shop or some sort of a factory at 4 p.m., and he will head back to the nation's capital around 7:30 p.m., and he might be stopping at a food place. A restaurant. I don't know if I'm allowed to give out the details. I don't know why I'm on this email list. All of a sudden, I'm getting these high classified emails from the Trump White House, and I don't know what I'm supposed to say or not say.
It's not on Truth Social, right?
No,
okay.
I'm on these emails
No, I know,
now.
but like sometimes they send them out to everybody,
Yeah.
and like if it were in public, okay, then. But sometimes they only send them out to certain people. So like Shelley can show up, but not everybody
Shelley
else.
will. I guarantee Shelley will show
Shelley's
up.
on his way.
All right, so Board of Peace again, the first ever Board of Peace meeting right now. In fact, let's go to Kylie Atwood in D.C. She is the CNN national security correspondent.
With regard to potential U.S. military action against Iran, is that they would be finding out within the next 10 days what the United States would do there. So he's giving us a new time frame for his decision making. We know that the military is going to be in a place where it could launch those strikes against Iran as soon as this weekend, but officials at the White House have told our colleagues that President Trump has not made a decision.
Kylie Atwood live right now in the nation's capital. Again, President Trump holding the first ever Board of Peace meeting on rebuilding Gaza. But the big question, as Kylie mentioned right now, what is going to happen with Iran? So many military assets. Is there going to be a strike this weekend? President Trump has not yet made up his mind, according to sources there to CNN. But obviously, if that happens during the weekend, we'll break into regular coverage here on WSB. Back to the Board of Peace Executive Board. There's Nikolai Melendov, High Representative for Gaza. He was appointed by the U.S. Marco Rubio, U.S. Secretary of State. Steve Witkoff, U.S. Special Envoy to the Middle East. Jared Kushner is on the Board of Peace Executive Board. Tony Blair, former Prime Minister of the U.K., you might remember him. He was the PM of U.K. Post 9/11. Mark Rowan, CEO of Apollo Global Management. Is that our boss? Do they own us?
Is that our Apollo?
I think
Let me
so.
look.
Yeah. Interesting. I better not say anything bad then. A.J. Banja, president of the World Bank, and Robert Gabriel Jr., an American political advisor. That's the executive board. Until we find out if Mark Rowan is my boss or not, I'll hold back comment. But the number of countries that have signed on, to me, is telling. Argentina, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, Bulgaria, Hungary, Indonesia, Jordan, Kazakhstan, Kosovo, Mongolia, Morocco, Pakistan, Paraguay, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, the UAE, the United States, and Uzbekistan. I mean, not you'd want. I mean, you want as many people
Not
as
the big names that
Yeah.
like our allies in the past is what
Yes.
we're thinking of. Like the World War II allies
Yes.
is what we think
Where's
of.
France and Great Britain and Italy? Yeah, I mean, just our traditional allies. Again, I'm not passing judgment, though, until Deborah tells me or not if this is my boss. It is our boss. All right, so that's fine. Great executive board for the Board of Peace right there. Mark Rowan. I mean, what more can you say about the CEO of Apollo Global Management? Got us new chairs, promoted Longoria to management. Yes, so all right. I withhold any further criticism of the Board of Directors or the Board of Peace, but we'll see what happens. Again, we heard from Jordana Miller in Israel earlier in the show. The United Nations Security Council is supposed to hold a meeting today, but they had to move it up a day because they were double booked with the Board of Peace. So they had that yesterday. But obviously the big takeaway is what's going to happen with the United States and Iran. We will certainly let you know. All right, continue our team coverage of the breaking news of the arrest of Prince Andrew. Max Foster is CNN's royal contributor. He corresponded. He follows the royals. Just getting an update now, a couple of minutes ago, live in London on what exactly happened.
Well, it happened this morning. The King wasn't informed about it. The police went into Andrew's house on the Sandringham estate, which is owned by the King, and was arrested by Thames Valley Police, which oversees Windsor, the Windsor area where Andrew used to live. He was evicted from that house, sent to Norfolk, and this is in relation to misconduct in public office. So this is not about any sort of sexual misconduct. It's about Andrew's position as a trade envoy, where he would represent the UK on trade missions, and allegations that emerged out of the Epstein files that he was sharing market-sensitive government information, secrets, effectively, with Jeffrey Epstein. So he can be held for 24 hours typically. He could be held longer if a magistrate approves it, and then we'll wait to see whether or not he'll be charged. But there's clearly something in this investigation that happened that escalated the case and made the police confident enough to go in amidst all of this media attention and present Prince Andrew as he was, with some new findings of some kind, and we'll wait to see what they are. But at the moment, very limited information. But we have, of course, had this statement as well from the King, offering wholehearted support to the police investigation, as you say, not describing Andrew as his brother, trying to do as much as possible to distance himself and indeed the monarchy from this absolute scandal that appears to be unfolding as we speak.
Royal correspondent Max Foster moments ago in London, and that was when the King made the statement, Deborah, he didn't reference him as my brother. He said Andrew Mountbatten. Yeah, like that's separation. Royal correspondent Max Foster. Max, do we know what the royal family knew, if anything, about Andrew and Epstein?
No indication that they knew anything about Andrew's relationship with Epstein beyond what he told that BBC interview a couple of years ago, where he said he'd broken off this friendship the year before in around 2010, 2011, around that time. But the Epstein papers showed that the relationship continued for a long time beyond that. So the question now, what did Queen Elizabeth know when she ran the monarchy? Is there anything that indicates that she may have known more? King Charles, when he took the throne, was much more forthright with how he handled it, stripping Andrew of his titles, evicting him from his house in Windsor. And it's interesting that he says he's offering his full and wholehearted support and cooperation with the police, and emphasising that the victims come first here. It's a real challenge now for the monarchy to try to function with all of these allegations swirling, and they're not going to go away anytime soon, because this is a very complex historic investigation. There's going to be a constant drip of information, and the monarchy, every time it tries to do anything, is hurled these questions about Andrew. So it's a huge challenge, but also the King making it very clear that he's just going to keep calm and carry on, as it were. That's the great slogan of the monarchy, currently holding engagements in Windsor today, not letting this interfere with his diary. But he went out of his way to get a statement out as quickly as possible to show that he was on side with the police.
Max Foster in London moments ago. In the meantime, former Prince Andrew, not in Club Fed. He's in the regular lockup there in the United Kingdom. Story we will monitor throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. 10:17 on the Mark Arum Show. Bad traffic can turn your hair gray. Maybe. Why does our hair turn gray? Deborah will tell us after we check the ride around town. Good morning, Smile and Mark McKay.
Good morning, Mark. Not a good morning to be on the west side perimeter. Emergency road work cropped up before sunrise. Could be there till sunset, according to the DOT. Could be a day-long project to repair a hole in the roadway. Only 2 lanes opened on 285 southbound, the outer loop south of I-20 past MLK Junior Drive, exit 9. Solid delays out of Cobb County on 285 back towards South Cobb Drive. Also, impacting the right lanes of I-20 eastbound. Be prepared for those delays as you pass Six Flags trying to get into the west side perimeter. This report sponsored by Compassion International. Imagine a child in extreme poverty waiting over 365 days to be sponsored. End their wait today. Become a Compassion sponsor now. Text radio to 83393. Smile and Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
Eric Erickson.
If you want to take out the dominoes, you got to figure out which is the first domino.
The opinions expressed are his.
Where is the
beginning of the domino chain to push to make all the other dominoes fall. That's Venezuela.
And that's what makes you listen.
This is one of the craziest stories I have read.
Eric Erickson.
There actually does need to be a law
Today,
here.
starting at noon.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Time for a personal question. Is your main drain clogged? Oh, I feel for your friends. Don't stress. Get it cleared for just $89 guaranteed from my friends at Reliable, a company you can trust. Plus, every cleaning comes with a free sewer camera inspection, no hidden fees or extra charges for after hours or weekends. Same-day service is available. Clean out your main drain. Book an appointment at reliableair.com. Click on the Book Now button or call or text 770-594-9969.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Chris, it's a brand new year, and that means it's a great time to get organized and get your financial house in order. So if that's one of your New Year's resolutions, Hoffman Financial Group is here to help with that, aren't we?
Yeah, so we make it simple, right? And it goes back to saving people time. Don't worry about you having to work with us. We work for you. So if you were to reach out to us, we would start with something as simple as the portfolio x-ray. Simple as far as your time that you need to provide us some data points on, but we'll take the hours and we'll apply our expertise to generate a pretty comprehensive look at your financial life. Specifically, your risk profile, the fees in your portfolio, the performance over last year, 3 years, 5 years, the last 10 years. Against benchmarks. We'll also stress test it. Can we go back in time and say what would have happened to your portfolio during the Great Recession or the dot-com bubble that burst or the COVID correction? It'll give you an indication of how much your money is at risk. All of those components mixed into one simple 10 to 14 page report. We'll give you a copy of it. We'll walk you through it. And as I say, I have yet to see one that didn't have 2 or 3 golden nuggets, as I call them, of opportunity for you to contemplate possibly enhancing your financial future moving forward.
Get 2026 started on the right foot with this complimentary offer from Hoffman Financial Group. There's no cost for the portfolio x-ray, and the report is yours to keep. Call 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858 and online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Are you turning 65 or new to Medicare? Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Priority Men's Medical Center restores men's love lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Priority Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Priority Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. Take control of your love life. Call now. 404-885-8885.
Santana, Oneness Tour 2026. The power, the energy. Come celebrate your favorite hits from Woodstock to Supernatural and beyond. With very special guest, the Doobie Brothers. Ameris Bank Amphitheater. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Santana and Doobie Brothers, Oneness Tour 2026.
45 years ago today, a New York judge ruled George Harrison subconsciously plagiarized the Chiffon's hit He's So Fine for his My Sweet Lord. Harrison was ordered to pay $587,000. You can decide for yourself. I had no idea about this, Deborah. That
Really?
this was, yeah.
You listen to oldies a lot?
I do, but I didn't know that there was he had to pay $580 for subconsciously plagiarizing. I'm not sure I hear the similarities there. Anyway, welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Speaking of legendary musicians, 11:37. Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Bruce Springsteen. Bruce has aged, as we all have. I am lucky in the fact that I haven't gone completely gray. If you're looking at the live stream, I have some gray in my beard. I have some gray on the top of my hair, but I'm not fully gray. And people are mad at me for that. Family members are mad at me for that. What do you want me to do? Like, Longoria, you got some gray in your beard now.
Oh, I got gray everywhere.
You didn't have
once I had kids.
That was it.
Yeah.
All right. So is that what causes gray hair? Is it kids?
So a lot of people say that stress causes gray hair. You even see it in movies where somebody has something really stressful and all of a sudden like a streak of gray will go through their hair. And although that stress doesn't help, it's not the reason why your hair will turn gray. A lot of it is genetics. That just takes all of us, like we might be really healthy and everything and bad genetics. So some of it's genetics, some of it is the food that we eat and getting nutritional deficiencies. Like if you don't eat enough B12
Then my hair
or
should
something.
be totally gray if it's the
Some
food
of it.
we eat.
I mean, like you're not anemic by any means, are you?
I
You
don't
eat meat
know.
and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah. So they're just
I
saying
wonder if the preservatives in fast food and the processing keeps my hair nice and
maybe
dark.
that's what's keeping it dark. Yeah.
That's crazy. So genetically, like my brother, he's mad at me because he's younger than me, but he has way more gray hair than I do. So again, I'm not taking a 23andMe test. Not going to do it. Oh, by the way, speaking of genetics, coming up, we're going to get the latest on the Nancy Guthrie situation, and they're using genetic genealogy perhaps to find that person of interest. There was DNA in the glove. We talked about it yesterday with Anna Schechter from CBS. There's an update on that story we'll give you in just a little bit. I do want to do this. I don't know, Longoria, I know you and Leslie lock the door to your bedroom.
We do, and the Lego room.
And the Lego room now, nice.
Yeah.
But what's the temperature in the Longoria's bedroom? Like, do you keep it hot? Do you keep it
70.
cold? 70?
Yeah, 70.
All right. I like it cold with the fan on.
Yeah, I like the fan on.
And then bundled up in the thing. What does the bedroom temperature have to do with our heart health, Deborah?
Well, ideally, you want to sleep in a cooler temperature. It's supposed to help you fall asleep better and stay asleep longer. So if you're sleeping anything above 75 degrees, it's actually making your heart work a little bit harder because it's trying to cool you off. Like it pumps more blood to get you to, to get it closer to the surface of your skin to cool off.
That might be the healthiest thing I do is sleep in the cold. I don't need to exercise or eat right. Just sleep in cold environs. Keep your heart healthy. All right, news, weather, and traffic in 3 when we come back, updating our top local stories and the latest on the arrest of former Prince Andrew. Social media is active throughout the broadcast at Mark Arum at WSB Radio.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 300 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $74 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. For a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires enrollment and paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
Is your water heater leaving shower time feeling like a polar plunge? Overloaded electrical panel? Have your lights flickering like a nightclub? Count on Castile Plumbing and Electrical to be there same day with no emergency service fee and next day installs. Whether your water heater needs repair or replacing, or your electrical panel needs an important safety upgrade, our highly trained specialists will get your issues sorted in no time. And with 0% interest financing on major repairs and installations, Castile can help you protect your budget too. Book CastileAir.com today.
Dave Baker here for Beaver Toyota of Cumming, voted the #1 Toyota dealership in Georgia. I've been driving a Toyota Tundra and I love it. The Toyota Tundra from Beaver Toyota is the official truck of the Home Fix-It Show. See them on the web at beavertoyotacumming.com/Dave's Deals.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Dr. Roof. Happening now, the focus back on the defendant in Barrow County at the trial of the accused Appalachia High School shooter's father.
Colin Gray's prosecution is spotlighting some body cam video where they say he blurted out, "I knew it," when they arrived at his home the day of the Appalachia High shooting. Colt Gray's sister had texted him to say schools were in lockdown. They're also zeroing in on Gray having primary custody and the boy's frequent school changes in an effort to show he had eyes on the boy's behavior and mental state.
WSB's Veronica Waters says that Gray faces 29 counts, including reckless conduct and second-degree murder. Your weather for today, mostly cloudy and isolated rain showers possible. Nice and warm, though. Highs around 75, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast. That'll come your way in just a couple of minutes. Edric Faust, the man found guilty of murdering University of Georgia law student Tara Baker 25 years ago, is facing sentencing today. That is set for this afternoon around 3. Check back for updates. Investigators in southern Arizona are continuing their search today for Nancy Guthrie, the missing 84-year-old mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie. Liz Krautz reporting that they are considering a number of possibilities now.
Two officials familiar with the matter tell NBC News that since Nancy went missing, law enforcement has been in touch with officials on both sides of the border. While the sheriff says it's a possibility, he says there's no evidence she was taken to Mexico.
And investigators also hope, though, that genetic genealogy will help them identify the person whose DNA was found on Guthrie's property. Meanwhile, more reward money is being offered in the case. The Pima County Sheriff's Department saying an anonymous donation of $100,000 is now being offered alongside the $100,000 that the FBI is rewarding. Nancy Guthrie was reported missing on February 1st and believed to have been taken from her home. President Trump says the Board of Peace will be one of the most important things that he will be involved in. He convened the first meeting of the board this morning in Washington with representatives from at least 20 countries. The president said that the board will focus on issues like the rebuilding of Gaza and ending wars. He also expressed confidence that countries who haven't joined the board will soon accept. France, Germany, United Kingdom, and Spain all declined invitations to join the international organization. Former Prince Andrew arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office, this following that ongoing investigation into sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. James Longman has more from Buckingham Palace.
We have actually had a statement from Virginia Giuffre's family. You'll remember she was one of Andrew's accusers. We should say this arrest is not believed to be connected to that, but they do say at last, today our broken hearts have been lifted at the news that no one is above the law, not even royalty. On behalf of our sister Virginia Roberts Giuffre, we extend our gratitude to the UK's Metropolitan Police for their investigation and arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He was never a prince. For survivors everywhere, Virginia did this for you.
And this is the first time ever a member of the royal family has been taken into custody. Well, flight schedules at Newark Liberty Airport back on track this morning after an emergency landing forced a ground stop overnight. A JetBlue flight to Palm Beach, Florida had just taken off when passengers heard a loud bang and then saw smoke near the cockpit. The flight turned back and made an emergency landing. All 122 passengers evacuated down the emergency slides. This passenger telling us,
they put down the slides and we rushed out more or less in a very disorganized stampede, get out and jumped down the slides and got out and ran away from the plane.
One passenger did complain of chest pains and was taken to the hospital. The airport was closed for about an hour. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow is down 120 at 49,542. NASDAQ also in the red, so is the S&P. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Smiling Mark McKay joining us now. He has a look at your roads.
And I have a travel advisory to pass along out of Stockbridge, Sabrina. 2 right lanes knocked out. Big rig stalled out. They've just gotten into the right shoulder. Once the emergency crews, including hero units, get to the right, we'll get all lanes open. I-75 southbound past Hudson Bridge, Eagles Landing Parkway. Exit 224, the delays begin at the I-675 interchange. West side perimeter, a little bit better out of Cobb County. Still going to be a travel advisory, though, if you're heading down toward Highway 166 or Camp Creek Parkway. Emergency road work, only 2 lanes open. 285 southbound, south of MLK Junior Drive, exit 9. That's also impacting I-20 East, very slow, leaving Six Flags pointed toward the west side perimeter. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies and warm today with highs in the mid-70s, lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, a round of heavy rain and thunderstorms for the morning commute, dry through the afternoon, highs in the low 70s. Another round of heavy rain and thunderstorms for Saturday morning, drying out in the afternoon, highs in the upper 60s.
67 degrees in Dunwoody, 66 in Sugar Hill. Covington has 68 degrees. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
We'll help you navigate what's probably going to be a wet morning commute Friday, starting at 5 on Atlanta's Morning News, and keeping a close watch on the prospect of military action against Iran maybe this weekend. I'm Chris Chandler. Join us on WSB.
Whatever happens to him, I think he deserves fully.
I thought he'd go into hiding and get away with it.
It's the last straw, is it really? Londoners reacting to the arrest of former Prince Charles. We'll update that, the big Iran story that Chris Chandler just mentioned, and our top local stories, all 2 minutes away on The Mark Arum Show.
This is Andy Harris, president at Coosa Valley Credit Union, where we believe in the power of human connection. When you call us, you're not greeted by a machine, but by a real person who's here to listen and assist you. Coosa Valley Credit Union. We're local, we're kind, and we're here for you.
Storm season quickly approaching. Don't get caught off guard, folks. It's Mark Arum back from my pals at Dr. Roof. The best warranty when it comes to roof repairs in Atlanta. Up to a 5-year warranty on roof repairs. Get all the info online at drroof.com.
Happy 30th anniversary to the great people at Ragsdale Heating and Air. This is Scott Slade. 3 decades keeping families like mine comfortable. And you can stay comfortable this winter with the Ragsdale Free Furnace February offer. When you purchase the new Carrier home comfort system, you'll receive the new furnace for free. And that'll include Ragsdale's own trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. 11,000 reviews with a 4.9 Google rating mean you can trust Ragsdale for plumbing, electrical, and insulation, too. Online at ragsdaleair.com or call them. Ragsdale is the name I know you can trust.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-611-2046. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-611-2046. That's 800-611-2046.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and choose when you want to move. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
10:37 on the Mark Arum Show. Welcome back, friends. Coming up in an hour, Deborah's got Bruce tickets to give away. We have another prize pack, too, as well.
We also have tickets to the NASCAR 400 Cup Series, the Auto Trader 400.
Yes, we'll give those away after the news at 11 o'clock. Justin Gray from Channel 2 is going to join us live in studio, obviously monitoring the bombshell news that broke this morning during Atlanta's Morning News. Former Prince Andrew has been arrested, tied to revelations, the latest Epstein file dump. Now, from what we can tell, this arrest of former Prince Charles has nothing to do with sexual misconduct, but rather he acted inappropriately when he was an official trade envoy role for the United Kingdom. And the way I read it, Deborah, was passing insider info to Jeffrey Epstein on what the United Kingdom is doing, which is obviously a big no-no. We've heard that he could face life in prison, could the former prince. You and I were talking during the news break. They have to do another episode of The Crown now, right? I mean,
now that they have to, right? With
you got to
everything that's been
discuss
going on.
Prince Charles becoming King Charles, all this Andrew stuff. There's Fergie stuff. So, the Night of the Seven Kingdoms is the HBO Max show that the prequel.
Okay.
So I just watched episode 5. I think it's one of the most phenomenal shows of all time. I found out yesterday it's only a 6-season series.
Oh, so you're almost done.
I thought we were going to have at least 10, 8 at the least.
Nothing is 10 anymore. You used to have 22. Now it's like 6.
I'm so disheartened. This is based on a novella by George R.R.R.R. Martin, and it was only 100 pages, so there was only planned to be one season. And I'm like, no, this show's so good. Anyway, I digress. I want to update a local story you might have heard this morning on Atlanta's Morning News. New developments in a multi-million-dollar Ponzi scheme involving a Georgia company as one of the leaders of First Liberty Building and Loan is hit with a massive fine from the state.
The Secretary of State's office is slapping First Liberty co-founder Brant Frost V with a $500,000 fine and recommending the Coweta County District Attorney prosecute him for violating state law. This is the latest development in this case, and in a one-on-one interview, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger telling me their work goes on.
These were violations of law, and that's why we're going after them, because it's violations of law. We followed the law, and we followed the process, and we're following the money trail.
He says more orders are expected soon in connection with this case. At the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
So again, this alleged Ponzi scheme that I think it was $160 million built from innocent Georgians, for the most part, First Liberty Building and Loan. And I kept wondering, I'm like, $140 million. Like, why are these people not charged with crimes? Like, there's fines, and they are ordered to pay restitution. But if that were you, me, or Longoria, Deborah, if we set up a Ponzi scheme in the WSB radio newsroom and built $140 million, we would be charged with some sort of crime, right? What was it, Bernie Madoff? Like the most notorious Ponzi guy of all time? So I'm glad to hear that the Secretary of State's like, hey, Coweta County, get off your tush and file some charges here, man. You shouldn't get away with that and just have to do fines and try to, pay back your customers that you bilked out. A legitimate Ponzi scheme, getting new investors in to pay the old investors, and in the meantime, living a lavish lifestyle, allegedly. $500,000 of rare coins they bought. They rented out a summer home in Nantucket or in Kennebunkport for like $120,000, like just willy-nilly spending their clients' money. So I'm glad to see there's some movement there, because I don't think you should be able to do something like that allegedly and not be charged criminally. So Coweta County, I agree with the Secretary of State. What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? Big story is going to be what happens this week in Iran as we continue to move more and more military assets, as negotiations have been on and off between the United States and emissaries and Iran, trying to get some sort of a deal before there's a military strike. But all indications there could be a strike this weekend, the United States against Iran. Kevin Liptak at the White House this morning.
Yeah, and this massive military buildup in the Middle East is essentially getting larger by the day. I'm told this morning by sources that the USS Gerald Ford, which is the world's largest aircraft carrier, will be in place either by this weekend or by earlier next week. It will join, dozens of American warplanes, submarines, refueling tankers, all in preparation for a potential strike against Iran. And it is now clear that President Trump has quite a significant decision in front of him to either allow this diplomacy to continue or to essentially go to war. As of today, the president has not given any indication that he's made up his mind. In fact, behind the scenes, he's sort of telling people one side or the other, sort of weighing the advantages of a strike versus the advantages of diplomacy, essentially polling other people about what they think would be best. The White House did repeat again yesterday that, quote, diplomacy is always Trump's first option, and we do understand that he was briefed by Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, who were his envoys to those indirect talks with the Iranians that occurred earlier this week. American officials have said that there are still large gaps between the two countries' negotiating positions. They expect Iran to come back in about 2 weeks' time with more details of what their position actually is. But the White House yesterday declined to say whether Trump would hold off on a strike within that time frame, which is, of course, only leading to tensions in the region, leading to questions about really what the president's objectives are here. He has said, for example, that he would like regime change in Iran, but his own Secretary of State has said it's not clear what would replace the current regime if the existing one were to be ousted. He's talked about the importance of Iran not being able to obtain a nuclear weapon, while at the same time saying that those strikes back in June totally obliterated Iran's nuclear sites. So as this all seems to be moving somewhat inexorably towards conflict, I think still a lot of questions about what exactly the president is trying to accomplish.
Kevin Liptak this morning at the White House. All right, so we've been talking, Deborah, about, the major movement of military assets to the region. I just want to go through a list because we say that and it's like, all right, in a vacuum, what does that exactly mean? So in the Red Sea, we have the USS Delbert D. Black. That is a destroyer. That's the type of ship it is. In the Persian Gulf, we have the USS Tulsa, a combat ship, and the USS Canberra, a combat ship. That's in the Persian Gulf. In the North Arabian Sea, this is where the heavy stuff is. The Lincoln Carrier Strike Group is there. That's the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, the USS Frank Peterson destroyer, the USS Spruance destroyer, the USS McFall, a destroyer, the USS Pinckney, a destroyer. Then we have the F-18E Super Hornet multi-role fighter, the EA-18G Growler electronic warfare aircraft. I didn't even know that was a thing. We have the E-2 Hawkeye early warning control, the MH-60S Seahawk, the MH-60R Seahawk. Those are both Navy helicopter vessels, and the F-35C Lightning fighter jet. That's just in the North Arabian Sea. I'm not done. In the Strait of Hormuz, we have the USS Mitcher, which is a destroyer, the USS Santa Barbara, which is a combat ship. How did it get named after Santa Barbara? And the USS Michael Murphy, which is a destroyer. My buddy Michael Murphy, I play fantasy baseball with him, not named after him. So that's what's already there. Like, that is a massive show of force. But I'm not done. There's still more. Heading to the region is the Ford Carrier Strike Group. Famously had been off the coast of Venezuela for a while. That includes the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier, the USS Bainbridge, a destroyer, the USS Mahan, which is a destroyer, the USS Winston S. Churchill, which is the destroyer, and then various another electronic warfare aircraft, early warning control, Navy helicopter, and a C-2A Greyhound cargo aircraft. That's heading to the region. Never mind all the aircraft that's been in position since January 2nd in Greece and Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates. Like, do you do that just to flex and say, hey, Tehran, you better negotiate now and give up everything? Or do you move all those assets saying, yeah, we're gonna throw down here? I guess we'll find out this weekend. If this is just a show of force to get them to bend to our will, or if legitimately we are going to let it fly. Big story that we will cover. I know a lot of folks like to tune out of the news on the weekend. This could be a very big news weekend. So as you're driving around doing your errands, make sure you check in with WSB a couple of times a day on the possibility of a military strike, sizable military strike against Iran. One other note in the region, Deborah, the United States withdrawing troops from
Syria. They're withdrawing all of their troops from Syria. They said they've already withdrew everybody from the Al-Tanif garrison and the Al-Shaddadi base in northern Syria, and they should have everybody out in the next 2 months.
Now, the question I have, which is good, Syria, goodness gracious, what's going on there? But are those troops being sent home, or are they going to be sent to this aircraft carrier sitting in the North Arabian Sea?
That it does not say.
I mean, if you're going to do something, you want to have as many troops in the region as possible. So I would imagine they're withdrawing from Syria, but they're not going to be heading back home stateside anytime soon. All right, again, massive story. Could we strike Iran this weekend? We will have live coverage throughout the weekend here on WSB. You might not know, you also get 24-hour traffic coverage on the weekends here on WSB. Back live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Smile and Mark McKay.
Thanks, Mark. The big jam on the south side leaving Morrow. Stockbridge headed toward McDonough will start to break up. We had a big rig that was stalled out, couldn't make it out of the two right lanes until a hero unit arrived. It's on the right shoulder now, I-75 southbound past Hudson Bridge, Eagles Landing Parkway, exit 224, but difficult as you are working out of the 675 merge pointed southbound. West side perimeter is going to be difficult until they wrap up this emergency road work that takes out two right lanes. 285 southbound, south of MLK Junior Drive, exit 9. The 285 delays are back before Hollowell Parkway now. I-20 eastbound slow in those right lanes, leaving Six Flags. Smile and Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
WSB is looking for a home for Pam. Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News. She's our WSB Dog of the Month with Paws Atlanta. Pitty mix, mid-size, good with kids, about 7 months old. Meet Pam at WSBRadio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, pays the adoption fees. WSBRadio.com/dog.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm, under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
What if you could buy a flippable, two-sided mattress made with the finest materials that cost less than other luxury brands? This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory, and this is exactly what you'll find with our new Orthos line, available exclusively at OMF. We build these by hand using premium materials like wool and cotton. It's old-world craftsmanship with modern comfort, our most extraordinary sleep system. Built locally at a price other luxury brands just can't match. Visit the Original Mattress Factory and experience the Orthos line for yourself.
Let me remind you, friends, your personal information is valuable and far more accessible than you realize. Every time you shop online, your data is collected, packaged, and sold to data brokers. This fuels secret shadow scores that companies use to judge if you're a high-value VIP or a problem customer to be ignored. That's why I use Incogni. Works quietly in the background to wipe your personal data from people search sites, data brokers, and hidden databases you probably don't even know exist. Incogni busy removing my name and info from hundreds of databases, and they don't stop there. They keep sending follow-up requests so your data stays removed, protecting you from spam, scams, and real digital threats. Remember, they can't scam you if they can't find you. Take back your personal data with Incogni. Incogni, it's how it's spelled, and get 60% off the regular price when you use my name Arum at incogni.com/Arum. That's 60% off when you use my name Arum at incogni.com/Arum.
It's the spectacular return of Bruce Springsteen and the legendary E Street Band. Land of Hope and Dreams American Tour. live at State Farm Arena, Saturday, May 2nd. Get tickets this Friday at 12 p.m. at Ticketmaster.com. An unforgettable night with Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. For more, visit BruceSpringsteen.net.
Beaver Direct Certified, providing the highest quality vehicles at the very best prices. Every vehicle undergoes rigorous reconditioning with the industry-leading 12-month, 12,000-mile certified warranty. Visit us at BeaverToyotaComing.com and see why everyone loves Beaver Direct.
If you have Medicaid and are new to Medicare, you may qualify to enroll in a Humana Medicare Advantage dual-eligible special needs plan with a lot more benefits like dental, vision, and hearing, along with helpful support when you need it most. Now is the time to see if you qualify to enroll. It only takes a few minutes to find out if you're eligible. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options. So this Medicare planning season, we can help you plan well. Learn more at humanaduals.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a dual-eligible special needs HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the state Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
I started my first business at 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you, and that made me work harder. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. From repairs to upgrades, call A1 from day one.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
10:55 on the Mark Arum Show. Happy 63rd birthday, Seal. Kiss from a Rose. Wasn't this from a movie soundtrack? Batman? Was it Batman? Thank you, Deborah. Vinny Drip, quick question.
What's up?
You're healthy.
Healthy, yes.
What
sir.
is healthier for us to eat, chicken or beef?
I would guess chicken.
That's what I would guess, too. I
Yeah.
just wanted to confirm. We might be wrong, Deborah. Is beef actually healthier to eat than chicken?
We've been told our whole lives that chicken is
Yeah.
the healthier meat. White meat, right, versus red meat supposed to be healthier. But they've done some new studies that said, no, not so much. That when you break down, like, how the food is for your blood sugar, insulin sensitivity, cholesterol, inflammation, all this stuff that, is a reaction to food, chicken and beef are actually pretty the same.
Oh, so not one is more...
No,
yeah.
not one isn't better than the other. They're pretty on par. So if you've deliberately cut back on red meat and decided to eat pork
I've done
or
that
chicken
before, yeah.
you shouldn't have to.
All right. Sorry, Chick-fil-A. We did get Chick-fil-A for breakfast today. One more chicken story. I can't believe this went to court, but there's a court ruling when it comes to the legality of calling boneless wings.
Yeah, an Illinois district court judge has ruled against a guy who tried to sue Buffalo Wild Wings for $10 million because he said their wings were boneless or not made of wing meat at all. But the judge said it's just a name. It's not misleading. Don't worry about it because buffalo wings are not made from buffaloes either.
I get it. Yeah, that's a good point, too. But, I mean, boneless wings, for the most part, you get boneless wing. It's basically a chicken nugget sauced up. Unless, Vinny, you go to Fork in the Road. Those are legitimate boneless wings, right?
Yeah, those are boneless wings.
Yeah.
Almost tenders.
Yeah, they take the wing and take the bone out. 10 out of 10 would try.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. Shout out to the Fork in the Road on La Vista Road. All right, so that lawsuit, yeah, the guy shot his shot. He's like, let me try to sue, what was it, Buffalo Wild Wings? That could be a class action suit because every place calls them boneless wings. I won't judge. Whatever makes you happy, bone in, bone out. I do prefer drums to flats, though, which I know is an unpopular opinion in these parts.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, news, weather, and traffic in 3. When we come back, going back to London, the latest on the breaking news. Prince Andrew, former Prince Andrew, I should say, actually arrested and in jail right now. We get the latest from London next on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I remember when I was a kid, one of the most stressful times in the Arum household, for my parents anyway, was when their main drain got clogged. Drainage issues, oh my goodness. It was a stressful time in the Arum household. They didn't have protection, though, from Reliable. Here I am for my friends at Reliable again. Do you need your main drain taken care of? Is it clogged? Don't stress. Get it cleared. Just $89 guaranteed from a company you can trust, Reliable. Every cleaning comes with a free sewer camera inspection. No hidden fees or extra charges for after hours or weekends. Same day service is available. Trust me, I had a first-hand seat to see the stress that my parents had to go through when their main drain got clogged. Make sure yours is clog-free from my friends at Reliable. I want you to book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website, reliableair.com. Click on the Book Now button or call or text 770-594-9969.
Hey folks, it's Scott Slade with another great tip from my friends at Myland, Atlanta's local experts for home loans. So many people have credit card balances they don't pay off every month, which can make the first part of the year more stressful than it should be. The guys at Myland say a great product to use to reduce the amount you pay is a home equity line of credit, or HELOC. This allows you to use the equity in your home to pay off high-interest credit card debt without touching your first mortgage. HELOCs are typically easier and faster to close than a full mortgage, so you can expect to get cash much faster. Whether you want to pay off debts or handle large expenses, HELOCs can be a great tool to use. To find out if one is right for you, call Myland at 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Or online at myland.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. And please tell them I sent you. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage License C148769, located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This just in, law enforcement sources confirming to CBS News that the FBI has now contacted the Mexican government and Mexican law enforcement regarding the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Back in Arizona, Jim Krasula has the latest on the investigation.
Analyzing so-called biological evidence found at Nancy Guthrie's house. DNA profiles are being looked at. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos.
We run all leads down until we have no more lead, and that's 30,000, 40,000 of them.
A reward of more than $200,000 is being offered for information in the disappearance of the 84-year-old woman from her home in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, Guthrie's been missing since February 1st. All right, your weather for today, mostly cloudy but nice and warm. Highs around 75, and there is rain in the weekend forecast. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards is tracking it.
Tracking two different rounds of rain showers and thunderstorms for this weekend. The first round arrives early Friday morning, and the second round arrives early Saturday morning, tapering off in the afternoon.
And so just how much can we expect? Christina says anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rainfall expected. High winds are fueling at least a half a dozen wildfires in the plains. One fire spanning Kansas and Oklahoma has burned an area bigger than the city of Dallas. The governors have declared states of emergency. Correspondent Jason Allen has more from Woodward, Oklahoma.
Northwest of Oklahoma City, this fire has burned nearly 2,000 acres. Luckily, no homes have been destroyed.
Everybody throws in and does what they need to do to make it work and save property, and life, and that's what counted.
Meanwhile, two large wildfires are growing outside Amarillo, Texas, the biggest in that state, now scorching at least 12,000 acres.
And the National Weather Service saying that more than 21 million people are under fire weather watches. President Trump expected here in Georgia later on today. He's going to be in Rome, the 14th District congressional seat there, open after Marjorie Taylor Greene steps aside. The president will tour business in Rome. That'll be around 4 o'clock this afternoon when he will deliver remarks. He's expected to focus on his economic agenda, inflation, unemployment, employment and energy costs. We're told he plans to fly directly into Rome. If there is any traffic, though, that would impact your drive, we, of course, will let you know about it. So be sure and stay with us or check back for updates. Shockwaves in the UK and spread around the world as the younger brother of Britain's King Charles arrested on his 66th birthday today.
The former prince, who was stripped of his royal titles late last year over his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, is now in custody, being questioned on suspicion of misconduct in public office.
And Tina Kraus reports if convicted, Andrew could face life in prison. He denies wrongdoing related to Jeffrey Epstein. A landmark trial involving social media addiction and children continuing today in Los Angeles following yesterday's testimony from Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Attorney Matthew Bergman is representing hundreds of plaintiffs in the cases.
It is our hope and expectation that as Meta and other companies have to bear the economic costs of their decisions to put profits over the lives of children, that will change their behavior.
Now, the young woman who is the plaintiff in the trial sued Meta, which owns Instagram and Facebook, along with TikTok, YouTube. She claims that she became addicted to social media sites as a child and has experienced anxiety and depression as a result. Snapchat and TikTok previously settled out of court. The verdict could impact 1,600 other pending social media addiction cases across the U.S. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 173 at 49,488. NASDAQ also down, so is the S&P. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We say good morning to Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Watching that slow ride on the west side perimeter, 285 southbound, stacking up before Hollowell Parkway, all due to that construction in the two right lanes past Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, exit 9. That's also got I-20 eastbound on the brake lights, leaving Riverside Parkway. On the south side, 75 south, that's recovering through Stockbridge. Earlier trouble near Hudson Bridge Road has all cleared to the right shoulder. And heading into Midtown via 85 southbound, a little sluggish from the 85-400 merge as you head down past Georgia Tech. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Epwards. Cloudy skies today, an isolated rain shower possible. Highs in the mid-70s, lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, a round of rain showers and thunderstorms for the morning commute, drying out in the afternoon, highs in the low 70s. A second round of heavy rain and thunderstorms for Saturday morning, dry for Saturday afternoon.
69 degrees in Buckhead and Riverdale. It's 68 right now in Union City. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
No, I run this town to be near you.
11:05 on a You Betcha. Very busy, warm Newsday Thursday. Welcome back, friends. Mark, Arum, and crew with you till noon. Speaking of the temperature, Deborah, 70 in Midtown. Just talked to WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards out in the newsroom, and I asked her when this warm spell is going to be done. It's too early. It's February. And she said it'll be back to the 40s this weekend. So I'm not opposed to it. I can't go get my short sleeve shirts yet. It's too early. I can't bring out the short sleeves in February. We're going to go to London in just a second, but let's give away, I should mention in 30 minutes, we're going to give away a pair of tickets to see Bruce Springsteen coming to State Farm Arena. Win them before you can buy them tickets. Deborah will give those away in 30 minutes here on 95.5 WSB. But we got a great prize pack right now, Deborah.
A 4-pack of tickets to the Auto Trader 400 NASCAR Cup Series this weekend. It is this Sunday, February 22nd at Echo Park Speedway.
All right, seventh caller to Vinny Drip at 404-872-0750. Seventh caller to 404-872-0750 wins a 4-pack of tickets to the Auto Trader 400 this weekend, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show and 95.5 WSB. Continue our team coverage of the breaking news you heard on Atlanta's Morning News. The arrest of former Prince Andrew. Joining us in London from CBS News, Vicky Barker. Vicky, good morning. Thanks for your time. I know it has been a very hectic day for you today.
A busy and a head-spinning day, Mark. I really can't recall anything quite like this.
Unprecedented for sure. What do we know this hour? The charges against former Prince Andrew, where he is, etc.
Well, first of all, we don't know for sure that he's actually been charged with anything. He is under arrest and presumably being questioned on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Now, this apparently refers to some of the revelations in the Epstein files, which suggested that Andrew, while he was a royal trade envoy, may have shared confidential information with his good friend, the late convicted pedophile billionaire Jeffrey Epstein.
So these are Epstein-related charges, but not necessarily of a inappropriate sexual nature. This is basically, giving United Kingdom secrets or, stuff that shouldn't be disclosed to Jeffrey Epstein.
As far as we know, yes, trade secrets. Now, that said, within recent days, at least 4 different police forces here in the UK have said that they've launched investigations based on flight logs that were contained in these Epstein files, suggesting that Epstein may have trafficked victims through the United Kingdom. No one is drawing the line from that to Andrew right now, and it's possibly a tenuous connection. Don't know if that's something that the police are following, but that is one possibility.
So former Prince Andrew spent a decade as a UK trade envoy. Do we know when these alleged allegations happened, when he was in this position? And here in the United States, as you know, Vicky, we have statute of limitations on certain charges. Is that a thing in the UK?
Well, that's I can't answer all of this because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not that familiar with the British legal system, except to say that this has become as all of the sexual accusations were being aired and percolated and denied by Andrew. A recent biography of him by a pretty hard-hitting journalist was also calling into question the lack of transparency around his role as trade envoy and whether he had personally profited while supposedly traveling on the British government's dime. What's interesting is this arrest couldn't have taken place even a couple of weeks ago, because under British law, a member of the royal family cannot be arrested on royal grounds. And it's only recently that Andrew was evicted from his Grace and Favour home on the grounds of Windsor Castle and to the Sandringham estate, which is actually the personal property of King Charles.
That is very interesting. So the last couple of weeks, unfortuitous for former Prince Andrew, losing that blanket of protection, and the revelation, the 3 million documents that came out, that eventually led the authorities to that. Vicky Barker joining us live in London here on the Mark Arum Show. Have we heard from his older brother, the King, since this arrest, I should say?
Yes, King Charles, a couple of hours ago, released a statement expressing some grief at his brother's arrest, but also voicing support for the British police and affirming his faith in British justice. Now, Mark, we have to remember that justice in the UK is carried out in the name of the monarch. So if there are charges and if Andrew goes on trial, it will essentially be brother prosecuting brother.
And I should note in the King's statement, he didn't refer to Andrew as his brother, which I think is kind of telling.
Well, I think what one observer has said is that as more information from these files has come out, when at the very least Andrew's been exposed as a liar, that he lied about when he broke ties with Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, 2 years later, they were still exchanging Christmas cards. It was that made the king feel vindicated in his decision to strip Andrew of his last remaining royal titles.
Final quick question, Vicky. Reaction from the average citizen in the United Kingdom to this shocking development?
Well, initial reaction, totally stunned, and generally extremely favorable. I mean, the British public has been reading all of these reports along with the police and King Charles.
Vicky Barker, CBS News in London. Vicky, great stuff as always on a very busy day for you. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Mark.
Reaction there from London. Now getting reaction back here stateside.
I'm Michael Wallace. The late Virginia Giuffre, who died by suicide last year, had detailed her accusations against Prince Andrew in her memoir. This morning, her family released a statement saying, "At last, our broken hearts have been lifted at the news that no one is above the law, not even royalty." They said Andrew was never a prince, and they added, "For survivors everywhere, Virginia did this for you." Giuffre's attorney also released a statement calling Andrew's arrest a truly monumental moment in the Epstein survivors' relentless pursuit of justice. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Yeah, and again, as far as we can tell, this arrest stemmed from not sexual allegations against Prince Andrew, which he paid a huge settlement out to Virginia Giuffre, but this was, accusations that he acted inappropriately in his role as an envoy to the United Kingdom, like a government job, and basically insider trading, giving information to Jeffrey Epstein that was classified or should not have been shared. So that, the Epstein files, and we talked about it yesterday, Deborah, there's so many things in there yet to be discovered because it's so voluminous that this they wouldn't have known about this accused inaction or illegal action by the former prince until they released those 3 million files. And as Vicky said, he couldn't have been arrested on royal grounds, but he got kicked off of royal grounds.
You think that's why the king pushed to have him off?
I don't know.
Because the king is like, man, you can't live here anymore. We got to redo this place. You need to go find another place to go.
I don't know again, we'll wait till the next season of The Crown to find out what's going on behind the scenes there. So as Vicky Barker mentioned, she is not a legal expert, but barrister Andrew Eborn is a very well-known lawyer in England reacting to the arrest of Prince Andrew and what is going on with the prince right now.
Well, it is extraordinary, isn't it? And we have to basically be careful because there are risks of contempt of court whenever anybody is arrested. It means that certain restrictions do apply, and anything that could prejudice a fair trial, we have to be extremely cautious of. But it is extraordinary, and the king was quite right. He identified his brother. He mentioned his name. He also pointed out that nobody is above the law. And I always say that trust comes in on foot and leaves on horseback. And trust in the media, trust in the police, trust in the royal institution that we have over here is potentially at an all-time low. So what happens now? He's been arrested. The police statement made it clear that as part of the investigation, it's important to read it, we have today arrested a man in his 60s, but it's Prince Andrew, the former Prince Andrew's 66th birthday today, not a good birthday present, from Norfolk on suspicion of misconduct in public office and are carrying out searches at addresses in Berkshire and Norfolk. The man remains in police custody at this time. We will not be naming him, although the King's named him, the arrested man, as per national guidance. Please also remember that this case is now active, so care should be taken with any publication to avoid being in contempt of court. What happens when he's arrested? Searches are going to continue at the property in Berkshire and Norfolk. What happened? The core complaint is about confidential official material, as you mentioned in your report, whilst he was a special representative for international trade and investment. And these are treated as potentially serious abuse of public office. He's always denied any wrongdoing, but I said it's extremely serious. It's a common law offence, and it requires a really high level of proof, because the potential penalty, the total potential penalty, the maximum penalty, is life imprisonment.
Life imprisonment. Famed barrister from England, Andrew Eborn there. Reaction, I was surprised to hear reaction quickly from the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer.
One of the core principles in our system is that everybody is equal under the law and nobody is above the law. And it is really important that that is applied across the board.
Londoners, by the way, echoing the sentiments of their Prime Minister.
Honestly, nothing's going to happen to him, really, if you think about it. He's fully protected by his family. I don't want to say too much into it, but hopefully he gets what he deserves. If it's life in jail, then it's life in jail. If it's exile, then it's exile.
And it could be exile, life in jail, anything on the table right now. The breaking news, former Prince Andrew arrested. Kate Williams is the premier royal historian reacting to this shocking news.
This is extraordinary. This is unprecedented. We haven't seen a senior royal arrested since the 17th century. That would be Charles I in the Civil Wars. I never expected this. The fact that Andrew has been arrested, that the King is going to support that arrest, that we don't know what's going to happen next, but will Andrew be charged? This is the serious question. The fact is that the whole principle of the royal family is it's about perception. It's about message. They were ordained by God. That was the original idea, ordained by God as this sort of almost magical family to represent the United Kingdom. And here we have a senior member, the King's own brother, who was one second in line to the throne. He is now being arrested in a police cell, the same kind of police cell that they put any kind of person who's under arrest. It's going to be very small with very few amenities. That is where the man who is formerly Prince Andrew, that is where Andrew Mountbatten is. And this is a seismic, extraordinary day for history for the United Kingdom. And this is going to be seismic, a crisis for the royal family.
Royal historian Kate Williams. President Trump heading to Rome, Georgia this afternoon. I don't know if he's going to take questions from reporters, but I wonder if he's going to be asked about that. If he's going to be asked about the arrest of former Prince Andrew. We're going to continue to cover that breaking news from overseas. And again, Prince Andrew is facing life in prison and just in a regular old lockup right now with everyone else who got arrested for public intoxication or indecency, whatever. He is with the common folk there. Most notably, Deborah, Kate Williams there, the historian. First time a royal's been arrested since the 17th century. I'll do the math for you, Longoria. That's the 1600s. That's a long time. Since the Civil War, she said. Their Civil War. 1686 was their Civil War? I only know that because of Downton Abbey. I do know that Aaron from Atlanta won a 4-pack of tickets to see to go to the NASCAR race.
NASCAR 400,
Auto Trader 400. So congrats to Aaron. If you missed out, don't worry. Coming up at 11:37, your chance to win tickets to see Bruce Springsteen right here on the Mark Arum Show. President Trump, by the way, kicked off the inaugural meeting of the Peace Council of Peace. We'll hear what President Trump had to say after we check the Thursday morning ride. Let's say hello and good morning to Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Right now, we're watching that emergency pothole repair continuing on the west side perimeter, 285 southbound, the outer loop past Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, exit 9. They're in 2 right lanes. That's why you're seeing the heavy delays back toward Hollowell Parkway. It's also got I-20 eastbound slowing before Fulton Industrial Boulevard, trying to ramp on to that west side perimeter. Heading into Midtown or downtown, also a little slow, 75-85 southbound from Atlantic Station as you make your way down to North Avenue. Traffic brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Tough questions.
What are the rules around a hot air balloon?
Intriguing insights.
If things didn't happen the way in my brain they were supposed to happen within the time period that my brain told me they were supposed to happen.
And a unique perspective.
You're getting tea. Where do you want it to go?
Eric Von Hassler, today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
This is Scott Slade, and I've depended on the great people at Ragsdale Heating and Air for many years, keeping my family comfortable no matter what kind of wild swings Atlanta weather may bring. And thanks to Ragsdale, I didn't worry 1 minute about my systems working fine during a recent Arctic blast. And especially now with cold weather keeping us indoors more, Ragsdale wants to make sure you stay comfortable with the Ragsdale Free Furnace February offer. When you purchase a new Carrier home comfort system, you'll receive the new furnace for free. And you not only save now, but you're covered for the next 15 years with Ragsdale's own trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. They've been taking great care of their customers for 3 decades now. Many of their employees have been with them for 10, 20, even 30 years. No wonder they have over 11,000 reviews and a 4.9 Google rating. Ragsdale's the name I know you can trust to take care of your plumbing, electrical, and insulation jobs, too. It's easy to schedule your visit online at ragsdaleair.com or give one of their friendly customer service reps a call. Take advantage now of Free Furnace February with Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Chris, you've talked for years about the importance of having a financial plan in place because it gives us that roadmap for the journey of retirement. That helps us navigate the ups and the downs, you know, when life doesn't go to script. But hey, when can we ever count on life to go according to script?
Yeah, it never does, but we can script it out for you financially. And this is a pretty robust offer that we would present to you today. The first step is you call us or you go to unleashyourmoney.com and click that portfolio x-ray button or the 401k x-ray. That'll allow us to do about a 10 to 14 page report. We give it to you. It assesses exactly what's included in your financial life, all of your investments. From there, if you want us to take step 2 for you, again, completely complimentary, free of charge, we will build you an income plan to replace your paycheck in retirement. That income plan also includes tax strategies, which are extremely important for people in today's environment. Then if you want us to take the final step, We can fold all of that into a full financial plan and map it out for the rest of your life or until age 100. All three of those offers, completely free of charge, completely complimentary. I would start with that portfolio X-ray. It'll take us a few hours to generate the report. We do all that behind the scenes. We give it to you in a half an hour, 45-minute meeting. Very valuable information for you to have on your ready and take home with you.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group today, 770-580-2024. That's 770-580-2024 or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Why does it matter that D. Geller & Son is Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler? Because they get first dibs. And the rest of the diamonds, the duds as they're called, they go someplace else. That means the same color, same clarity, and same price gets you more brilliance, more sparkle, more bang for your diamond buck at D. Geller & Son. That's what they call the D. Geller difference. That's why Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler became Atlanta's favorite diamond retailer. Come see the D. Geller & Son difference for yourself in Kennesaw and Sandy Springs or dgeller.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
Sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and choose when you want to move. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
58 years ago today, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood debuted on the National Education Television Network. The series later moved to PBS. Fred Rogers passed away way back in 2003 at the age of 74. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. I never saw the Fred Rogers movie with Tom Hanks. Did you see it?
No, I guess I should watch that.
Yeah, anyone see it? Did you see the Fred?
I did not, but I wanted to. I just haven't had time.
All right, we'll do that this weekend.
Okay.
And then we'll huddle up on Monday. Everyone can determine.
Oh, then we're going to do it like at the same time. Like,
oh, you want to come over?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Whataburger for everybody. Board of Peace. The inaugural Board of Peace went on today. A couple of pieces of audio from Vinny Drip on what President Trump had to say, and basically the ribbon cutting of the Board of Peace.
What we're doing is very simple. Peace. It's called the Board of Peace. An easy word to say, but a hard word to produce. Peace. But we're going to produce it. And we've been doing a really good job. And some of these leaders that are with us have helped me very much during just this first year. We have a first year like probably no other ever in our country. And in terms of prestige, there's never been anything close because these are the greatest world leaders. Almost everybody's accepted, and the ones that haven't will be.
One nation that has not accepted, Deborah, is the Vatican.
Vatican declined to participate in the Board of Peace, citing it's got unique diplomatic nature. It doesn't want to kind of take sides with anybody, and Pope Leo says he'd rather be an observer than a formal member of the Board of Peace.
I like the idea of a Board of Peace. I'm not really sure that the Board of Directors is like 75% American, and that includes Jared Kushner. Like Jared Kushner on the board. If you're going to have a board of directors for the Board of Peace, have representatives from, Western democracies, not the president's son-in-law. But great job, the Apollo CEO. He's on. I mean, that's a great pick. That's a great pick, sir. If you want to bump up my bonus schedule, Apollo CEO, we can talk to HR after the program. All right, news, weather, traffic in 3. When we come back, Justin Gray's going to join us live from Channel 2 Action News, and Deborah's got Bruce Springsteen tickets to give away. That's next.
Let's knock something off the old to-do list today. Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling. Let's start with our HVAC equipment. Right now, when you book a heating system tune-up with Coolray, they'll include an AC tune-up absolutely free. You remember warmer weather will be here at some point in the future, so stay warm now and avoid costly breakdowns later. Schedule your 2-for-1 HVAC tune-up today at Coolray.com and start the year comfortable. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Here's your retirement to-do list. Analyze market history, track interest rates, understand AI's impact, watch midterm election volatility, plan out income, manage tax rates, evaluate healthcare, and time Social Security correctly. Sound exhausting? Well, you could just work with Capital Investment Advisors and let our team handle all of it for you. If you're nearing retirement, don't manage all these decisions alone. Visit yourwealth.com. That's YOUR wealth.com.
Hi, I'm Lisa Johnson, sales associate at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. My job is to make sure you have the best buying experience ever. From our first handshake to driving off the lot in style, I'll be your personal shopping advisor every step of the way. Experience amazing at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. 800 New Lexus.
Elevate your sleep experience with an adjustable bed and make everyday activities like reading, watching TV, and working in bed more comfortable. At the Original Mattress Factory, we know not all adjustable beds are created equal. You want one that has the features you actually need, like anti-snore and zero-gravity positions. We offer high-quality adjustable bases paired with a hand-built mattress, all at a factory direct value. And we have product in stock and ready when you are. Visit an OMF location to elevate your sleep experience today.
Your kid goes to bed a size 8 and wakes up a size 10. That's not magic, that's expensive. Unless you shop at Academy Sports and Outdoors. They've got undefeatable prices on all the best brands in sports gear, like Nike, Easton, and Baseball Lifestyle 101. And on the off chance that you find a better price at a competitor, Academy will beat it by 5%. That's their best price guarantee, which kind of is magic. Academy, fun can't lose.
Coming up from the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, a Delta classical concert featuring Sibelius' Fifth Symphony. And a free festival celebrating Persian culture. Guest conductor Nicholas Collin pairs Sibelius with Ludoslavsky's virtuosic cello concerto with Kian Soltani. Before both concerts, enjoy a Strings of Persia festival celebrating Persian food and culture. Don't miss this concert and festival February 26th and 28th at Symphony Hall. Tickets are at aso.org.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by Rocco's European Garage, your dealership alternative. Our top story this half hour.
This is the most prestigious board ever.
President Trump is hosting his inaugural Board of Peace meeting at the Institute of Peace. At least 24 delegations in attendance. White House reporter Aaron Navarro outside the meeting and has more.
So far from President Trump's ongoing remarks, he is alluding, but not giving many specifics as of now, to this $5 billion that has been pledged for the Board of Peace project. But interestingly, especially as the U.S. and he is considering military action against Iran, he said this quote, nothing more important than peace, nothing less expensive than peace. You know, when you go to wars, it costs you 100 times what it costs to make peace.
Now, at this meeting, as is underway, the U.S. currently increasing military forces in the Middle East. All right, your weather for today, mostly cloudy and isolated rain showers possible. Afternoon highs, nice and warm. High around 75, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. The man found guilty of raping and murdering a University of Georgia law student 25 years ago is going to be sentenced in a Clark County courtroom later today. 50-year-old Edric Faust was linked to the case in 2024 after extensive DNA testing. A jury found him guilty on all counts earlier this week. His sentencing is set for 3 o'clock this afternoon. In Barrow County today, the focus back on the defendant at the trial of the accused Appalachia High School shooter's father.
Barrow County prosecutors launched the day with body cam footage they say shows Colin Gray blurting out, "I knew it," when deputies came to his home the day of the Appalachia High shooting. Colt Gray's sister had texted him that morning to say schools were locked down. The state is also trying to show that Mr. Gray had primary custody of the teen and could often see his state of mind.
And WSB's Veronica Waters says Gray faces 29 counts, including reckless conduct and second-degree murder. This is new at 11:30. 2 University of Georgia football players have been arrested. Freshman and outside linebacker Darren Ikeneban, he's charged with reckless driving too closely, and speeding. He's also arrested was inside linebacker Christopher Cole. He is a sophomore, charged with reckless driving and speeding. Both have been released on bond. Flight schedules at Newark Liberty back on track today after an emergency landing forced a ground stop last night. A JetBlue flight to Palm Beach, Florida, had just taken off when passengers heard a loud bang and then they saw smoke near the cockpit. The flight turned back and made an emergency landing. All 122 passengers evacuating down the emergency slide.
They put down the slides and we rushed out more or less in a very disorganized stampede, get out and jumped down the slides and got out and ran away from the plane.
One passenger did complain of chest pains and was taken to the hospital. The airport was closed for about an hour. Early prenatal care is on the decline here in the U.S. The share of births by women who began prenatal care in the first trimester dropped from 78% to 75% in 2024, according to a new federal report today. It does not say why prenatal care is starting to decline. The decrease in early prenatal care was higher for moms in minority groups. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow's down 212 at 49,449. NASDAQ also down, so is the S&P. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Still watching the slow zone west side perimeter. Sabrina going to be watching it most of the day with this pothole repair. 285 southbound, the outer loop, 2 right lanes are blocked past Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, exit 9. You're slow from Hollowell Parkway, and it's got 20 eastbound on the brake lights from Riverside Parkway, just trying to ramp onto that slow west side perimeter. In Sandy Springs, just watch them block the 400 southbound ramp to 285 eastbound, the inner loop, to get a stall out of that ramp. It has since cleared. All lanes are back open, so those delays should start to improve. And on the south side, 75 southbound, still a little bunched up through Stockbridge from Highway 138 down to Hudson Bridge Road, exit 224. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies and warm today with highs in the mid-70s, lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, a round of heavy rain and thunderstorms for the morning commute, dry through the afternoon, highs in the low 70s. Another round of heavy rain and thunderstorms for Saturday morning, drying out in the afternoon, highs in the upper 60s.
69 degrees right now in Norcross. It's 70 in Ackworth. Milton has 69 degrees. We'll have more news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
We've all been there.
Bumper to bumper all the way back before.
Counting the minutes before we know we're going to be late because we couldn't count on a traffic app.
Crash knocks out 4 left lanes, including the express lane.
There is one thing you can count on. Triple team traffic on WSB.
3 right lanes shut down.
We know the highways. We know the streets. And we know the shortcuts.
Avoid the area by taking Buford Highway as an alternate route.
And all you need to do is listen.
More experience.
More reliable. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Triple team traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
Is your business ADA compliant? Channel 2's Justin Gray says, you might not be. He'll explain. Plus, Deborah's got Bruce Springsteen tickets to give away straight ahead on the Mark Arum Show.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach your friendly live agent. Donation's super easy and your car can be picked up by tomorrow. Call now or go to carsforkids.org.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark Arum. Storm season is here. Skies go dark, the wind kicks up, and suddenly you're staring at the ceiling wondering, is my roof about to become my indoor water feature? Do not wait for the first drip. Call Dr. Roof, Atlanta's largest roof repair team. For over 38 years, they've been protecting homes across Metro Atlanta. 2026 Consumer Choice Award winner for roofing. If your roof's been through a few Georgia storms, now's the time. Visit drroof.com. drroof.com. Dr. Roof, we've got you covered.
Scott Slade here to talk to you about your health, and I think it's real important to talk about what is most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But you can reduce your risk. Eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. Like lots of potentially serious health problems, if you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer. A complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put this off. I've done it. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-7226. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
At Ameris Bank, we know it's never just business when it's your business. So we're here to be your partner. Whether you're launching a startup, expanding locations, or managing daily finances at your company, you can do it all with a committed financial partner on your side. Our expert business bankers are ready to empower you on your financial journey. We're Ameris Bank, and we're fiercely yours. Find your local business banker at amerisbank.com/businessbankers. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Switch your termite protection to Breda, and your rate is locked in for 10 years. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade's Georgia every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of us. He packed in the animals 2 by 2, ox, a camel, and a kangaroo.
So Shelly Winter filled in for me on Monday, and he posted a video on social media coming back to this song. Turn it up, Longoria. And Shelly's like, "This is my favorite song. He goes, this is why I love filling in for the Mark Arum Show. It's this song." Do you remember that, Deborah, when he said that on Monday?
He's dancing in the video and everything. Yeah, we remember Monday very vividly.
And that's a great compliment because I love this song too. But I forgot, Shelley reset where this song comes from. It's from the movie Glory, which is one of the greatest movies of all time. Denzel, Matthew Broderick. So it reminded me that people might not know where that song comes from, but it's the movie Glory. So thanks to Shelley for reminding me to reset where that song comes in. Speaking of songs, Bruce Springsteen has a bunch of classics, and you're about to win tickets before you can buy them, Deborah.
Yep, tickets for Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. They will be at State Farm Arena on May 2nd. Tickets not on sale till tomorrow, but you have a pair right now.
You can win them right now. Vinny, I'm going to make them work. I don't want to make you work, but I'm going to make the audience work for these. 20th caller. I know. I'm sorry, bro. 20th caller to 404-872-0750. Caller number 20 to 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see Bruce before you can buy him, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show at 95.5 WSB. We're going to get back to our breaking news. President Trump coming to North Georgia this afternoon, and the arrest of former Prince Andrew over in the United Kingdom. Right now, though, joining us live in studio, always a pleasure, from Channel 2 Action News, head investigative reporter, chief investigative reporter, numero uno. I'm just giving you these titles.
I know. Talk to my boss about these titles. I need a raise.
I can give you titles. I cannot give you the raise. Justin Gray here. I mentioned the tease. I've got friends that are small business owners, and you know, small business owners have to deal with so much, but they also have to be ADA compliant with their businesses. First of all, what's ADA compliancy, and why are we talking about it right now?
Well, we think about things like a handicap ramp, you know, making sure people can get in there. But this we're talking about is something on your websites that a lot of small businesses, some may have never thought of, some thought they were in compliance, but they weren't. We're talking about making those websites accessible to the blind.
Wow. I never even thought that was a thing.
Well, the thing is, there are an awful lot of attorneys out there who are very aware it's a thing, and they're targeting a lot of these small businesses.
Oh.
We're talking thousands of lawsuits a year that essentially, if you're a small business, you just got to pay out.
So if there are small business owners right now, or medium-sized business owners that go, hold on a second, my website might not be ADA, like, is markarum.com ADA compliant, Deborah?
I don't think so.
We got to update it, by the way. Low T Chuck is still on there. We do need to refresh that.
What's scary to me, and what we're finding out in this investigation, is that even if you think you are, maybe you even went out and hired someone specifically to do this, there's no set standard of what that means. You could be sued over and over and over.
I don't want to give anything away. Your report's coming up on Monday on Channel 2 Action News at 5 p.m., but have any of these lawsuits gotten to in front of a judge yet?
I mean, there's thousands of them, and what we find is it's most of the time just cheaper to settle. They're looking for a payout. You know, you can try this, but it's going to cost you more money than just to cut a check. And so we're digging into where that money goes. If it's going to somebody who suffered a real problem, that's one thing. But if it's going to attorney fees, something different.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So small business owners, medium-sized business owners.
And all of us, because the costs get passed down,
Yeah,
right? If that
absolutely.
dress store has to pay out this big payment, they got to raise the prices in the store.
All right. So it impacts everybody
That's
listening.
right.
Channel 2 Action News at 5 p.m. Justin Gray, good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, and we'll have this on Monday.
Is that what I not said? Monday at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
I'll remind folks on Monday's show.
Awesome.
But yeah, that is a big deal.
Yeah.
Unscrupulous. Is that a word I can use?
You said it. When they sue markarum.com, we know why you might have.
Yeah, not unscrupulous attorneys or barristers, as they call them in England. Good to see you, Justin.
Good to see you.
All right, continue our team coverage. President Trump heading to North Georgia this afternoon. Joining us, White House correspondent John Decker. John, good morning. Do we know why the president is heading to beautiful Rome, Georgia today?
Well, I asked the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, that very question yesterday at the White House press briefing. She told me the president will discuss those issues that he's discussed on other trips outside the Beltway, talking about the economy, jobs, inflation, and affordability. And those are the big issues for most voters as we head into the midterm elections, which are, of course, less than 9 months away. But there's also a political component to this trip, and the political component has to do with the district that the president is traveling to. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene's old district. And there, of course, is an election to fill her congressional seat. Early voting began on Monday, and I think the president wants to weigh in on that race while he's down in Georgia. He leaves a little bit later this morning, and every vote counts in the House of Representatives, and the president very much wants to keep that seat in Republican hands.
No doubt. And he made an endorsement in that crowded field for that special election to replace Marjorie Taylor Greene in the 14th district. But from where I sit, John, this is a safe Republican district. I don't think that Speaker Johnson has any fear of losing that, but obviously President Trump wants his candidate to win this special election.
Oh, there's no doubt. The president's not taking any chances. When you're talking about a razor-thin majority that Republicans have and will continue to have for the remainder of this year up until the midterms, the president wants to make certain that that seat is Republican, reliably Republican, given, he wants to make certain that his agenda passes through the House and gets over to the U.S. Senate, where there also is a very narrow majority. And as you know, a very important Senate race happening in Georgia this year as well. So the president, I'm sure this is the first of a few.
White House correspondent John Decker, again, previewing President Trump's arrival. Again, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but the president will speak at 4 p.m.-ish. Busy day for the president. I want to know, if I interview the president, I wouldn't talk about anything political. I'd be like, what's your day like, dude?
What time do you get up?
Yeah.
Like what's the first thing you have to do?
He's up on social media, posting on Truth Social at 2 a.m. Then he gets up and does this Board of Peace thing. Then he's got to get on a plane to fly to Rome, Georgia. He's there for 4 hours. Then he's got to. That's exhausting. Is he taking that Frank Thomas supplement? And the women will like it. You know what I'm talking about? You've heard that. You've seen those commercials?
Yeah.
What is it?
Eugenics?
Something?
Yeah, I think it's eugenics.
What's his secret? I do a 3-hour radio show. That's it. Now, granted, I come in early and do a lot of show prep and stay late. We have meetings. But, I mean, it's a rough 3 hours. It's a stressful 3 hours.
You get to go home and take a nap. You don't have to fly back
to
Washington.
No, I don't get to go home. I need to take a nap. Do I need the eugenics? What is the president doing?
And I think your diets are about the same,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
exactly. Love fast food.
Yes, exactly. President Trump, come on the show. We won't talk politics. I just want to know what your day's like, dude. Like, what are you doing? And I don't think he's resting or sleeping on Air Force One because he's always answering questions, right? I have to do this 3-hour radio show. Now, granted, it's hugely popular, amazing ratings. We're movers and shakers and influence, and it's must listen. And it's a stressful 3 hours for all of us here.
Yeah.
But after that, I go home and I need to take a nap. I'm looking at his agenda today. I'm like, no way I could do that. I'd cancel. I'd be like, no, we're not going to Rome. Like, I'll do it on Zoom. From my baseball card room, we'll do a Zoom and I'll talk. I'll do the thing. That's, yeah. So, again, Deborah set that up. Interview President Trump in studio
No politics, nothing. I'm not going to bring up Epstein.
We are like 1 degree of separation out of that Board of Peace member.
Yeah, well, and I mean, listen, Erickson knows him. Shelley knows him. Yeah, I just want to know what his daily routine is. Is it the Diet Coke? He's still a Diet Coke guy? Is that like the ultimate energizer?
Does he not drink coffee? Maybe that's the big thing.
No
that divides
coffee,
you
no
two,
alcohol.
Because you're a coffee drinker. Maybe you got to switch to Diet Coke.
I don't know. We'll get in touch with the president and make it happen. Hey, congrats to Jason in Athens. He won a pair of tickets to see Bruce Springsteen. Win them before you buy them. The tickets go on this Friday. The concert is May 2nd at State Farm Arena. In case you've never seen Bruce or you love him, and you want to see him again, another chance to win those tickets tomorrow on the Mark Arum Show. All right, when we come back, some international news out of South Korea you might remember. This is a pretty shocking story. I'll explain after we check the ride around town. It's 11:47. Let's say hello. No, we already said hello. What's the hot spot now, Alex Williams?
Hello again, Mark. It is the west side perimeter where that emergency maintenance still in 2 right lanes going to be with us throughout the afternoon. 285 southbound, the outer loop below Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. The brake lights stretch back to just before Hollowell Parkway. And as you can expect, it's slowing the West Freeway inbound, 20 eastbound from Riverside Parkway, trying to ramp onto I-285. Elsewhere, the stall cleared. All lanes are open, or for the most part, they're open. They still might be blocking part of the right side of the ramp from 400 south to 285 east that takes you from Sandy Springs toward Dunwoody due to an earlier stall there. And in the Midtown, 7585 southbound, it's a little crowded from 17th Street to North Avenue. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Everyone has an opinion.
I think you have gotten better at moving through the water.
Eric Von Hessler has an opinion.
Well, that's why you're not the host of the show.
And some advice.
And I don't care about you wearing a mask, but I care about Eric making fun of you, so the answer's no.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Priority Men's Medical Center restores men's love lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Priority Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Priority Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. Take control of your love life. Call now. 404-885-8885.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Right now, 16-ounce packages of 80% lean Kroger brand ground beef are only $4.99 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Some firms do it all: divorce, criminal, real estate, and sometimes injury cases. Without the right focus, you may never get the attention you deserve. At John Foyne Associates, you're getting a team built to win for you.
What if you could buy a flippable, two-sided mattress made with the finest materials that cost less than other luxury brands? This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. And this is exactly what you'll find with our new Orthos line, available exclusively at OMF. We build these by hand using premium materials like wool and cotton. It's old-world craftsmanship with modern comfort, our most extraordinary sleep system. Built locally at a price other luxury brands just can't match. Visit the original mattress factory and experience the Orthos line for yourself.
Sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and choose when you want to move. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-611-2046. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-611-2046. That's 800-611-2046.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Access to affordable credit helps me pay my employees, but I don't really need it.
Inflation is killing me. But who cares? Big retailers are making record profits. That's why we support the Durbin Marshall credit card bill.
See? Banks and credit unions help small businesses make payroll. This bill would cut the vital resources they need,
while increasing megastore profits. They deserve it, don't they?
Tell Congress, stop the Durbin Marshall money grab for corporate megastores.
Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
When I was a kid, my dream wasn't a mansion. It wasn't a yacht. It was a 250cc Kawasaki dirt bike sitting in the garage. That garage and that bike represented freedom. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello. At A1 Garage Door Service, we know your garage holds more than tools. It holds dreams. From repairs to upgrades, call A1 Garage Door Service today or schedule online at a1garage.com.
A1 from day one.
Eventually, this transition ought to lead to free and fair elections, and I mean free and I mean fair.
That was President Bush 18 years ago today, after an ailing Fidel Castro resigned the Cuban presidency after nearly a half century in power. February 19th, 2008. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Longoria, do you remember back in 2024? 2024. We were talking about that the North Korean president declared martial law. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
South Korean president. I'm sorry, South Korea.
That, yeah.
So, former South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol receiving a life sentence over his faded martial law declaration in 2024. Alex Jansen has more from Seoul.
It was one of South Korea's most shocking moments in recent history. A few hours of martial law and an attempt to paralyze Seoul's parliament, which later voted to impeach Yoon Suk-yeol. Whether he serves his life sentence is another matter, given the nation's pattern of pardoning past presidents.
Interesting. All right, so that's a thing over in South Korea as well. Some breaking news in the dining world here in Atlanta. This coming from Tonito, Atlanta, on Instagram, and this is going to impact me.
Tonito, Atlanta, out here along Cobb Parkway in Smyrna, where Del Taco right here and elsewhere around the state of Georgia have all closed. That's right. Del Taco, for a third time, has left the state of Georgia.
Oh, Del Taco closed, including the one on in my block on La Vista Road.
What is going on with you in closing
I don't know.
restaurants?
Now, to be fair, I've never been a full Del Taco supporter. I keep giving it a chance. I went there a couple weeks ago. I had to wait in line forever at the drive-thru. The guy felt bad and he gave me a free taco coupon.
That's why they went out of business.
That's why he gave you the coupon.
I know, but I never. So I was just sitting there. Dang, that stinks. I mean, I wasn't a big fan, but it was quick, easy, right near the Target. Anyway, rest in peace to Del Taco in the state of Georgia. That guy, Tonito, Atlanta, we got to get him on the show. He's always breaking this restaurant news. Really good stuff there. All right, 11:56 on the Mark Arum Show.
Now you know, because because of the Mark Arum Show.
Now you know.
What's interesting is this arrest couldn't have taken place even a couple of weeks ago, because under British law, a member of the royal family cannot be arrested on royal ground.
Vicky Barker joined us live in London. The shocking arrest of former Prince Andrew. Now you know.
There are a ton of people who are described, but their names are private. They're redacted. This is not the case with Wexner.
Les Wexner was deposed yesterday. The 88-year-old billionaire tied up in the Epstein file. Joe Khalil from News Nation joined us live with that. Now you know.
I think both the political and the military leadership here are preparing for the real possibility of war. And that's a kind of preparation that's been going on for several weeks now.
Jordana Miller joined us in Jerusalem, not only updating the Board of Peace information, but the major military movement by the United States in the Mideast. Is it possible we could strike Iran militarily as soon as this weekend? Now you know.
Are you guys ready for the Mark Arum star of the show?
Oh, man. Joe Khalil from News Nation was great. Justin Gray from Channel 2, good to see him. Jordana Miller, John Decker, Vicky Barker in London. I think I want to go Vicky Barker in London, Deborah, because, she joined us live on that breaking news. She was in London. Very busy morning for her, obviously. Do you disagree? You have veto power here.
Vicky Parker, yeah, Vicky's great. She came on really quickly too. We reached out to her in the morning.
Yeah.
She's like, sure, gotcha.
Sure. All right, Vicky Barker gets started the show. Remind me to take one away from Longoria for sabotaging Vinny Drip yesterday. Tomorrow on the show, political analyst Bill Crane, and we're going to talk to travel expert Peter Greenberg. Social media is active at Mark Arum, MarkArum. Stay safe. Have a great Thursday, Atlanta.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
WSB consumer expert Clark Howard, sponsored by Ragsdale Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical.
The hottest thing right now going on is what is known as pretexting, where a criminal pretends to be from your bank, your investment company, your retirement account, your brokerage. And they're trying to get you under some goofy pretense to give them key information. Again, you think you're talking to your financial institution, that you give them what they need to steal your money, and